certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
What a difference an afternoon makes. They don't have a song for that. 8 little hours. 8 hours ago it was, aw, shucks. 8 hours ago, oh. My bad. That one's on me. Is there, I think I figured out the problem with our transition from radio to internet. Everyone, like even the people who watch streams, they take themselves so seriously. And I don't think they were ready for a show that just laughs at itself. I mean, imagine you're just so gay. You're in my case, your 30s, but like your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and you have to be seen as serious by a bunch of strangers. And then all those people are like, I'm going to get this guy. And then you're watching the show and the guy's like, I'm the biggest retard in the room. I don't think they know what to do with that. I'm their kryptonite, and I love that. And thank you very much for being here. So, the last time you saw me, damn it, we've had 3 perfect weeks in a row. We've been crushing it. We've been doing great. We've been making some new fans, some new friends, and everything was going aces, and I'm like, let's get off to a good start on Monday. Johnny even tried to do a little, hey, how's it going? And we came up $65 short on the goal. And I said, you know what? That evening show has been so goddamn good that I'm letting that evening show have a shot because they're already ahead for the week because of last week's craziness. They even gave $100 to the morning show on Thursday. But they're $25 ahead already. I'll give them a shot at it, and I'll give them an hour of overtime if they knock out both. Seems fair. Well, Nick the Milkman had other plans this afternoon. He threw in $65 over on PayPal. Oh, God, I can hear it already. Ow, ow, ow. The cries and the copes. It's fake. It's got to be. I got to be able to enjoy the miss. Sorry, sweetie. Nick the Milkman with 65 says, here's to cleaning up after the morning show pours. Now, he did shit on you guys, but he also bailed it out, and he also denied the evening show crowd their opportunity. They denied themselves they denied the evening show the opportunity to be able to get a double overtime tonight. I'm sorry about that, guys, but thank you very much to Nick the Milkman. He says, no, that goes for extra OT tonight, you folks. Wait a minute. That was never an offer. Now we have to negotiate. Can we make that overtime for tomorrow night? I kind of made plans with my lady this evening. Well, not like going out anywhere, but I just kind of, Is this negotiable on the double overtime? Can I give it to you, tomorrow night at the 1 hour? I didn't see this getting sprung on me. Mr. Milkman, who, by the way, in first place on the WHMH 101.7 Top Tonations board. Nick the Milkman in first. I think it was misogyny. He didn't want Jessica being in first. She's in second now at 50. Brian M. at third at 40. And Miss Tay in fourth at 30. So wait a minute. That's two girls in the top four. Oh, my goodness. Well, you know what? The evening show has a way of shaking up that top four. So we'll see what happens tonight. We start tonight at 175, but, I clean out the supply closet every once in a while, and I find a bunch of steel toe swag in there. I found a big pile of YouTube stickers. So anybody who throws $20 at the toe tonight is getting two of these sent right to them. And to show that I'm not going to waste any time, I've already got the envelope stamped. I was mailing a bunch of stuff out today, so I thought that I would just stamp the envelopes in advance and go, all right, we're not going to fuck around here. I'm going to make sure I get these sent out. So they're ready to go. We'll write your name on them as we go. You can email me the address, and we'll have them sent out tomorrow. How's that? I've also got a few Stonies I don't think we're going to run out of stickers, though. That's a big-ass pile of stickers. But yes, as a thank you, anybody who throws in $20 or more tonight is going to get those stickers sent their way. We appreciate it. Thank you for all your support in keeping this show going as you did this morning. Thank you very much, Nick the Milkman. Very much appreciated. All the links are in the chat. Go ahead and check them out. Throw in however you'd like. We appreciate it. Let's go to Taste Fairy Ialto. This is perfect. He says, I'm just parked out by the lake, 80 miles from Santa Fe. Let me tell you something. That goddamn song has that been in your head all freaking weekend? I played it. My kids hated me for playing it this weekend. We'd go somewhere in the car, and we did a lot of driving this weekend. And every time we went in the car, I would go, guys, there's this song. I showed it to them at first. I showed it to them at first, and they listened to it like it was a real song. The song, I think it's called "Parked Out by the Lake," and they were like, "Oh, this is." And then they were like, "Hey, wait!" Like everybody has that moment when you play that song for them, where they go, "Hey, wait a minute! He's just saying the same shit in a different way." But they trick you because country music just kind of sounds like that. And then, as is my nature, I just kept beating the bit to death over and over and over to the point where I would go, "Hey, kids, would you like to hear a song?" And they're like, "No, don't play that." Like they would rise up in revolt if Parked Out by the Lake was about to come on. Then you guys sent me a song that I really, really like by Picos and the Rooftops, and it's called 11 Beers. I thought it was a really good song, and I've been playing it on a loop in the car, and love it. It's great, but then I decided when the kids were in the car, I would look for more Picos and the Rooftops to see if I liked them, to see if they had more stuff. Holy shit, there is nothing you can play in front of your children by Picos and the Rooftops. They're depressing as shit. They're a bummer to listen to. Like 11 Beers is a great song, but that's like the only song I've heard of theirs that sounds like that. That's it. Now, wait a minute. Nick the Milkman with $5 says, if you play that song, I'm filing a chargeback. Can I just play a little clip so everybody knows kind of what I'm talking about with the Parked Out by the Lake song? It just a sample so everybody knows. Taste Fairy says, yes, it has been in my head, and I hate country. Yeah, it's not technically my fault because I'm not the one who sent it into the show. I'm just the one who played it over and over and over and over and over on a loop. Thank you very much for that $5. 170 is the number for tonight. And as I said before, anybody who gives 20 or more to the show today and tomorrow morning, we'll see if the morning crowd. Well, Nick the Milkman officially saying he did his $65 donation for the evening crowd. So the evening crowd getting to kind of rub it in the morning show crowd's face once again. Here we go. I'm going to give the morning crowd an opportunity. Well, unless you guys go through them all, to get some of these steel toe stickers sent out and some stonies and all that. Everybody who throws in $20 or more tonight is going to get that just as a little thank you. Anytime I have little thank yous I can throw out there, I will. All right, just a little. Look, don't file a charge back, Nick the Milkman. It'll be okay. I just want, for people who weren't here on Friday, this was the song we're talking about. It's called Parked Out by the Lake. It's by Dean Summerwind. And it starts out like country. For one moment, nobody would ever put a road sign there. I mean, I've been to a lake or two. My family has a cabin. I go to a lake quite often in the summertime. White collar bragging. I've never seen a road sign in any of those lakes. So, I don't mean to suspend your suspension of disbelief, but I think that picture's full of shit. Now, Rusty Grammer says, what if we are morning and evening crowd? Well, if you're morning and evening crowd, then in that case, you can kind of carry the messages to both, if that makes sense. Stolen Hellcat says, AI truck parking song. Pretty much. But it's Dean Summerwind. It's totally a real guy. Rusty Grammer says, ain't no lakes near Santa Fe, bro. Yeah, but 80 miles is a hike. Are there any lakes near Santa Fe? Nick the Milkman says, check texts. I don't. Oh, there. Okay, there we go. Parked out by the lake is where Aaron lost his butthole for. No, that's not true. In reality, that's not. It's not accurate at all, Nick the Milkman. But thank you for the text. I appreciate that. There are several lakes near Santa Fe, New Mexico, including Heron Lake, Santa Cruz Lake, and Lake Catherine. The lake 80 miles from Santa Fe. So I think wow, this is actually a Reddit thing. So I think I narrowed it down to where that lake 80 miles from Lake David is the Dean Summerwind lake that he's parked out by 80 miles from Santa Fe. It is Lake David. There you go. Wonderful. Guys, we've figured it out. Taste Fairy says, I was just looking at Google Maps too. Well, hey. If you're looking at Google Maps, you're trying that. There's nothing wrong with liking a song, enjoying a song, and then trying to learn more about it. Is it a little obsessive? Sure. Does it make you a bad guy? Absolutely not. If anything, it just makes you thorough. This was some news I got literally just before the show started. Jimmy Johnson is leaving Fox Sports this year. He's retiring. And I got to say, I saw this coming because when I would watch the Fox pregame show this year and you'd watch halftime and all that, and Jimmy Johnson would be on it, he's looking and sounding pretty old. And didn't Jimmy Johnson have some kind of a health scare? I don't want to say it was cancer, but Jimmy Johnson had some kind of a health issue. It's time though. I mean, how old is he? He's 81. And, while being a co-host of a football pregame show isn't exactly the most difficult thing to do. At 81, pretty much anything is a difficult thing to do. This was the announcement today on Colin Cowherd's show. Let's take a look at old Jimmy.
I've said this before. There's been a handful of people in my life. When I used to do the weekend shows at Fox, I would hurry up and get the makeup on. And then I would go into the break room, and I would basically pester Jimmy Johnson for 30 minutes, asking about pulling guards and slot receivers. And Jimmy Johnson would patiently answer all my minutia and nonsense. And he is joining us now live, the Hall of Famer, the two-time Super Bowl champ. So I owe you a debt of gratitude as I ask you about rover backs and nickel coverage and dime coverage, and you would smile at me impatiently as I sat there eating food. And
yeah,
asking.
I mean, as I just look at Jimmy Johnson now, I'm like, he looks like grandpa. Like, he looks like retirement grandpa. This is one of those trippy things, too, because, like, I was a kid when Jimmy Johnson was, like, the big swinging dick in Dallas, winning 2 Super Bowls in a row. In fact, I think the first team I remember winning a Super Bowl is Dallas, is the Cowboys, when they won back-to-back against the Bills, and Jimmy Johnson was a badass. And now I look at him, and he's just grandpa. That's kind of the juxtaposition there it's strong.
And I just want to say thank you for that. Even in your off season, you're willing to come on the show. So a thank you, a genuine thank you from me, Jimmy.
Well, thank you, Colin. And as you know, probably the most fun I've ever had in my career, and that's counting Super Bowls and national championships.
Liar.
Was at Fox Sports. I have an absolute ball with my friends on the set, and the best friends I've ever had there with Fox. And then I tell you, on top of that, I love working for Eric Shanks, our CEO, and our producer, Bill Richards. But I've made an extremely difficult decision. I've been thinking about it for the last 4 or 5 years, and I've decided to retire from Fox. And I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss all the guys, and I'll see them occasionally. But it has been a great run starting back 31 years ago.
Well, there you go. So Jimmy Johnson won't be on. I'm sure there will be all kinds of talk about who's going to replace him, what's going to happen. But shit, man. I mean, the Miami Hurricanes, the Dallas Cowboys, the whole thing. I mean, no more Jimmy Johnson. This will be the first time in my life that there's been football without Jimmy Johnson. It's kind of wild to think about. Yankee says Jimmy was a badass with the Hurricanes. Yeah, he won what? 1 or 2 national titles with Miami, 2 Super Bowls with Dallas. You could argue he's responsible for the third one that they won when Barry Switzer was there because he essentially built that team. And do any Minnesota Vikings fans remember how Jimmy Johnson built those amazing Dallas Cowboys teams that won 3 Super Bowls? Does anyone happen to remember what he used, like how he acquired the draft capital to build those teams? Because most of that Dallas team was mostly built through the draft. That's how they built their window. Does anyone happen to know, just off the top of their head, how Dallas was able to build such an amazing, incredible, badass football dynasty? I just wonder how many Minnesotans have blocked it out and how many. Yes, Taste Fairy says by gifting us Herschel Walker. Yeah. We got Herschel Walker and Dallas got 3 Super Bowls. What a fair trade. So not only have the Vikings lost 4, but we've given away at least 3. Good for us. How many draft picks did Dallas get? Yeah, it pops right up there for Herschel Walker. The Dallas Cowboys received 8 draft picks in exchange for Herschel Walker and 3 draft picks in a trade with the Minnesota Vikings. They got the Vikings first rounder in 90, second rounder in 90, sixth rounder in 90, first round pick in 91, conditional on cutting Jesse Solomon. They drafted players like Emmitt Smith, Darren Woodson, and Russell Maryland. Oh, the Chargers also received running back Darren Nelson in the trade from the Vikings in exchange for San Diego's 5th round pick in 1990. The trade is considered one of the worst in NFL history. At the time, Minnesota was thought to have won the deal. The Cowboys used the draft picks to build a dynasty in the 1990s. It still hurts to read, and I was probably 3 years old when it happened, and it still sucks to read. Here, who did Dallas draft in 1990? Let's take a look. Emmitt Smith, Jimmy Jones, Kenneth Gant, Dave Harper, and others. All right, who did they get in the 1991 draft? Let's see how they completed that Vikings draft gift. Wow, with all those first-round picks. Russell Maryland, Alvin Harper, Dixon Edwards, who the Vikings actually ended up getting back 5 years later. We signed Dixon Edwards. Leon Lett was part of that draft. Larry Brown was part of that draft, who became a Super Bowl MVP. It's good. It's good. I'm glad they hit on a lot of those picks, including maybe the greatest running back who ever lived. Funeral director with $2 says head of New York FBI branch just forced to resign. Epstein. Wow. Is this head of New York FBI? Wow, 2 hours ago. Did they say anything about Epstein, or is that just the guess? The head of the FBI in New York forcibly resigned Monday in the latest high-level shakeup at the Bureau under the Trump administration. James Dennehy, a well-regarded leader in the New York law enforcement community. I've noticed that about the media, too. Anytime Trump lets somebody go or kind of pressures somebody out the door, they were really well-respected. You know, they were just great guys, and Trump's just a big, fat, meanie head. Who also served in the Marine Corps, told the office he was forced to submit his resignation as assistant director in charge of the FBI's New York field office, one of the Bureau's most visible posts. Late Friday, I was informed that I needed to put my retirement papers in today, which I just did. I was not given a reason for this decision, Dennehy said in an email to staff, a copy of which was obtained by ABC News. So it doesn't say anything about Epstein in this ABC News article. I doubt it would anyway. But I wonder if he's not one of the... Because they said that the reason they couldn't release the Epstein stuff on Thursday, was they said, well, other FBI sources aren't cooperating with us. And if we can't get cooperation from other FBI sources, then, we can't release the Epstein files. Which, again, is kind of frustrating because Pam Bondi did say she had it on her desk. She would release it. Just, again, wait until you have all your ducks in a row to make the big announcement. That's all. I'm not knocking them for not releasing the Epstein document or all the Epstein documents today. I'm knocking them for saying they would and then not doing it. 170 away from tonight's goal. If you'd like to throw in, everybody who throws up $20 or more today is going to get a couple of steel toe stickers. There we go. Couple of steel toe stickers for you right there as a thank you for anyone who throws in 20 or more this evening. Thank you very much. And if you're just joining us, we knocked out this morning. Thank you very much to Nick the Milkman for knocking that out for us. Now, we just got to go with that ever-dependable evening show audience to knock out the other one. And the perfect week continue. The perfect week streak continues. Bigot on socialist media says, I want the FBI to keep this civil war going. I mean, there's still plenty. I'm sure there's shitloads of people on the inside that are working against Trump. Tons of them. I mean, the whole system was working against getting him elected. So I would argue that Trump's people are probably in the minority in a lot of those places right now. And they got to kind of weed out the bad actors, find out who's on their side, find out who's not. That's why I was really skeptical when Pam Bondi said, oh, yeah, we're releasing the Epstein stuff on Thursday. I was like, lady, you just got in there. Like, you just got approved a week or two ago. There's no way you've got all the Epstein stuff already. Plus, I don't think the Trump administration has had time to weed out the obstructionists in the FBI. So, again, forgive my skepticism, but it does seem well warranted, to say the least. All right, let's get into the Hasan news, shall we? Hasan Piker, one of the big, I don't know, what would you say, millennial, Gen Z? I think he talks to a lot of Gen Z people, but he's a millennial. One of the big millennial / Gen Z progressive voices in streaming. I mean, he's got a huge audience. He's one of the biggest guys over there on Twitch. Insanely liberal. I mean, not even liberal, right? Like, he's a champagne socialist. He's a super, super rich guy who thinks Karl Marx is aces, but Karl Marx would have hated his guts. Like, he's one of those guys who's, socialism for all you people, capitalism for me, Hasan. Well, he's been banned from Twitch. Now, remember, Twitch is kind of ass backwards. A suspension is a ban, and a ban is a suspension. I don't understand how the English language got mangled in the streaming world. But Hasan Piker's name on Twitch, it looks like he got himself, people are saying, a 3-day ban. And the reason he got the ban, I'm not one of those, this is another reason I don't belong in streaming. Just because I don't like someone, I don't celebrate when they get suspended or whatever. I usually find the reason they were suspended to be total bullshit. Like, I want platforms to be a certain way. I want them to encourage free speech. So you're rarely going to find me cheering on a ban or cheering on a suspension. I usually think everything should be able to go. There's certain restrictions that, look, you throw porno up there on somebody's, platform. I understand that, or like extreme violence or anything. But like talking shit, I don't understand talking shit, man. Getting rid of people for that. So he said they think the reason, and the reason they say they think the reason is because Twitch is also a shitty platform in the fact that they don't tell you what you did wrong. YouTube, YouTube has its faults, what have you. But YouTube tells you, like, here's the clip, here's what you did, here's where we think you violated our terms of service. And you can appeal it and all that, but they'll tell you what you did. Twitch, they just go, nah, trust me, you're a piece of shit. And then off you go, take a 3-day break. So he's doing that, and we have the clip here that got him banned. Thank you to Loaded Wrench for the $2. He says, I've got the Imholt files on my desk. Yeah, so does the rest of the world. So does the rest of the world. So this is Hasan Piker. This is what Hasan did to get himself a 3-day ban from Twitch. And again, the internet world is not for me. These people are so childish and like beneath civilized people. Like they're ants. They can't see past the end of their own nose. They're just there. And they see Hasan bad, ban good. And it's just like, God damn, you people are insufferable. This is what he did. I don't want to live in a world where a platform is such a bitch that this is a ban.
That fraud.
Like, okay, to give you context, Hasan has interviewed like Somali pirate terrorists, and he didn't get banned. Twitch is like, that's totally cool. Now this thing got him a 3-day ban, we think.
That fraud is not coming from individuals. It's coming from providers. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after like false billing. They are trying to cut recipients. Okay.
He's talking about Medicaid and Medicare. And he is right. I will say this. Like, a lot of times, Hasan will state a problem, and you'll be like, yes, that is a problem. Absolutely. And usually where he fucks up is in the diagnosis or the solution. You're like, no, that's a terrible idea. But he's right. A lot of the Medicare and Medicaid fraud comes from the providers who are overbilling. But why? Because the government just cuts them the check. If you deal government out of there and you make it a private sector enterprise that has to, actually do bookmaking, bookkeeping, and accounting, then maybe you wouldn't have these problems. But if you have a government who just writes you a blank check, like we've seen it in Minnesota for the Feeding Our Future and the daycare thing. All these places just said, yeah, 4,000 kids. And the government cut them a check. They never checked on it. So, I mean, it's free money from the government, which everybody hates. Why wouldn't you do it?
Okay. It is not happening at the point of recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. Okay.
That's it. That's what they suspended him for 3 days, saying if you care about Medicaid fraud, you would K Rick Scott, who was the former governor of Florida. Now, like, Hasan's a political hack. That's what he does. He's going to identify a problem and figure out how to make it a Republican's fault. I really don't see, like, anyone cheering this who claims, like, don't ever make a free speech argument again and then sit here and tell me how you're for this. Like, oh, yeah, well, Hasan does a lot of shit that other people get banned for, and he doesn't get banned. Well, the answer is not banning Hasan, because now you've just endorsed more censorship. The answer is not banning the other person. We shouldn't be working on banning Hasan more. We should be working on not banning the other person.
You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him the current, what is his current office? What is he? He's the Richard Lynn Scott, is an American attorney, businessman, politician, Navy veteran, serving as the senior United States Senator from Florida, a seat he has held since 2019. And also, I believe this past election cycle, he was literally the f***ing head of the, what was it, like the Senate committee or something? Like,
do we have Ryobi waiting for us?
Awesome.
Ryobi.
I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. My voice is starting to go here. Ryobi, what's going on, buddy?
The voice is probably because you suck too much dick.
Oh,
But
thank
hey,
you. You know
it's
what?
not-
I appreciate a good diagnosis, because that was gonna vex me all evening.
Yeah, but don't go to the doctor because, Medicare fraud and everything. No, the issue that I called in about was regarding Rick Scott. It's not about him being the governor of Florida. It's about his previous job.
Oh.
I don't know if you looked into that.
I'm not a Florida guy. You are. You would know the Rick Scott lore better than I do.
Yeah, he used to run. God damn, what's bitching?
What?
Anyway,
Okay.
it's good air. Great radio. Thanks for fucking calling, customers. No, he used to be a goddamn insurance. He used to be an insurance guy. He was one of those fucking type of guys that got Luigi'd, if you know what I mean.
Oh, so like a
look
CEO of
up-
an insurance.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
There you go. Look him. Yeah, and he's been known to be frauding. He let's just say his company, while he was CEO, paid a really big record fine. I think it was up into the billions with a B for defrauding and all sorts of shenanigans. So I want to look him up and just take a quick look through his Wikipedia. But he's a real shitlord.
Okay.
It's not a Florida thing. It's this guy's a fucking shitlord.
Well, I tell you what, I'm really glad you guys elected such a man of the people to be governor of Florida.
I don't know anything about the guy. I just saw, an R next to his name, and it looked good, so I clicked it.
You know what? That's understandable.
That's how we do it. Yeah,
All right, man. Thank you very much for the call and the informative update.
There it is. See you later.
There's Ryobi, our resident Floridian. Crowder Wears Panties says calling for violence is not free speech. Boy, I'm having a hard time calling that a straight up call to violence. It's more of a hypothetical, like saying if you were really against Medicare fraud, you would, Rick Scott. I don't think that's it. Well, I mean, you could make the argument, but that's flimsy to me. I want to live in a world where we err on the side of free speech. Crowder Wears Panties says, first Aaron flakes on Pot Awful. I never flaked on Jesse, and I know he got sore about that. He kept doing shows when I was doing shows. There's nothing I can do. Now he's backing up Hasan Piker. What did you have? I love when I can defend guys that I hate. I love nothing more than defending guys I don't like or that I disagree with. I think that is a great way to show that you're consistent on your core beliefs. I don't want anyone banned or suspended. JH says, Aaron, this is Hasan we're talking about. He did say America deserved 9/11. Do I believe America deserved 9/11? No. Do I believe we did certain things around the world that I can understand why people would hate us enough to want to do that? Yes. But I also don't want to ban anyone for saying America deserved 9/11. I want to live in a world where you're allowed to say that. I know this is the internet, and if you don't like something, I just want to hate it and see it go away. I guess I'm a little more country than that. I don't know what to tell you. I guess I'm built a little differently. but I don't want to see people get banned and kicked off of platforms because, well, it seemed a little close. Or I definitely don't want people like you who claim to be pro-free speech cheering on someone getting banned just because you don't like what they say. That's what they want to do to Trump-type people. It's the same exact thing. One more time here. This is we got 20 seconds left, and then we got people sending me stuff on Rick Scott. That's pretty interesting.
Like the Republican fundraising initiatives. The reason why I'm saying if you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott is because, and not make him a prominent part of the Republican Party, is because he, to this day, is still also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history.
I don't like, does he think that we are for guys like Rick Scott? Like, I believe guys like Rick Scott are who we're talking about when we say we want to get rid of Medicare fraud. We want to get rid of the people committing it. But the thing is, you can't get rid of a Rick Scott and then the problem is solved. You have to get rid of the thing that allows Rick Scotts to take advantage of it, which is the fact that it's run by government and the government doesn't check on a goddamn dime. They just cut the check. That's what you have to get rid of. Unpleasant Alex says, Rick Scott is pretty corrupt. My stepmom hangs out with his wife regularly, and I hear a lot. I'd have loved if we could have replaced him with a different Republican. Well, I mean, you ended up with DeSantis, right? Alex also says, I think Rick Scott pled the fifth like 200 times or more in a fraud case a few years ago. Yeah, I don't want to ban anybody, man. I want to try and I want to try and ban as few people as possible.
Ryan the Garbage Man.
All right, let's take a look here. Ryan the Garbage Man, what do you have for the Steel Toe Show?
Look at you. You already got it hooked up to the Bluetooth and everything.
Dude, I'm on it today. We knocked out the morning goal and I got all happy. Now we just got to knock out this evening one. We're at $170. We knocked that out. It's a perfect Monday and I'm a happy boy.
There you go. I just need some clarification. You don't want people banned on social media, right?
Right.
But you do, however, like it when they get their comeuppance, right?
Yeah, depending on what that comeuppance is, sure.
Okay, all right. Oh, by the way, March 14th, Darwin Rod and Gun Club, smelt fry.
Oh, a smelt fry on March 14th. Well, color me there.
Fuck yeah.
All right, later, buddy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like it when people get their comeuppance, I suppose. But, like, Hasan has his audience. They like the red meat that he throws to him and shit. Sam Show says Hasan is just doing a political grift, and some people buy it on both sides. It's one of those things where, like, I don't know how you can look at him and see how wealthy he is and then listen to his socialist bullshit and think that he's authentic. But to each their own is what it ultimately... Like, I'm not going to be one of these people who drives myself nuts. Could you imagine being one of those people who are like, why is Hasan Piker famous? I don't understand why. Oh, people like him. I always file shit like that under, hey, I got my own problems, 170 away from tonight's goal. Anybody who throws in $20 or more, we're emptying the closet out. We're throwing a couple stickers your way just as a thank you for your generous donation. 170 away. Let's knock it out. The evening show has been crushing it lately. And the morning show had to be bailed out by somebody this afternoon. And let's see if, the rest of the audience here in the evening show can knock it out. Funeral director says, do you think the Onion Man should be banned? I mean, no. I mean, has he committed harassment by YouTube's terms of service? 1,000%. Like, he's been banned from Twitter for a reason. But do I think people who, desperately latch on to me for attention or any kind of relevance because they've been doing it for 20 years and failed miserably? I think having to follow me for the rest of your life to make any money or have any viewership is punishment enough. I think if your whole thing has to be, I have to be at Aaron Imholt's beck and call, watch his little show all the time, and try to find things about his boring current events show to get mad about, you're in hell. I don't know. Like banning him might give him the clarity to like live a more whole life. But if you're looking to punish a guy for being a scumbag piece of shit, I think having to follow me might be the worst one. Potentially criminal Sean, who I think you're going to be able to see Sean cashing in some Stoney's gift cards on some 250 beers and maybe a sandwich or two. He says this new arc leads to Aaron tasting Hasan's goo. Well, you know me. I've got a massively crooked penis. I taste goo. And what's the other one? Oh, yeah. I think the latest projection was I need to think about his penis. The man's obsessed with penises. I mean, we just have to admit it's gay at this point. Somebody moved on after the breakup, got in a healthier relationship. Somebody else just isn't ready to see that yet, and maybe protests a little bit too much. But no, I'm not going to, there's not going to be a relationship between Hasan and I. I am done fucking around with gay dudes. Wait, that was supposed to come out differently than it did. That was Sean Jew Magic is what that was. That was Sean Jew Magic. Adam Simon gifting a membership. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate that. Love those gifted memberships. We've been putting a lot of the old Steel Toe radio shows up for members only. And I tell you what, it's been a bitch to get those cleared because there's the bumpers that we run is all copywritten music. Like back in the day, we paid ASCAP and BMI on the radio so you could run that stuff. But then you post it up on YouTube and it's just like, mute that one, mute that one, mute that one, mute that one. It's just every segment introduced with copywritten music. Shit. Yeah, people are calling him the gay F word. Not Sean in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, again, some people take the breakup harder than others. I know this. My audience doesn't like hearing about it. If I just bring it up in joking, my audience goes, who fucking cares? Shut up. So I got to be kind of kind to them. Look, and also it doesn't hurt that nobody believes this idiot. I mean, just it's desperate flailing from a dying man. That's all it is. This I thought was very cool. I just wanted to show you guys this with absolutely zero context. So I don't know how many of you, depending on where you live, I guess, I don't know how many of you have wasp issues. But you see a wasp nest and I don't know, like maybe I'm retarded. Surprise, surprise. But the way, if I ever see a wasps, hold on a second. Wasp's nest. If I ever see a wasp's nest, hanging off my garage or my home or anything, I guess this is the wrong way to do it, but I just take the gun on the hose, not a gun, but the spray gun on the hose, attach that, and I fire it up, I douse the thing. And I don't know if that's bad. I don't know if that's the wrong way to do it. Some real country shit to do if you see a wasp nest hanging from a tree. Some of these old country boys, they'll have like a put together, rigged up flamethrower and they'll torch the son of a bitch. I think that's a cool way to do it. But this guy here, I thought this was a really awesome way to remove a wasp nest. I would try it, but I'm worried about missing one of them and getting the shit stung out of my hands. I've been down in the comment section of this thing. I have no idea what the liquid he's using is. It could be gasoline. I'm not really sure. But this is how, or ammonia maybe. But this is how he takes out a wasp nest. That's so satisfying.
Look at that. So they just drop. See you later. Shit. That was easy.
I mean, that's a great way to do it if you got all of them trapped in the bucket. Like, you miss a couple, they are going to be fucking pissed at you.
Yeah. It like suffocates them apparently. So there should be only one should drop. Yeah, it must get easy or something.
And there he goes. That's the whole thing. It's remarkably efficient. But then also, like, if you ever watch those guys who do it with a flamethrower, that to me is the coolest thing. So now this guy decided that he would post his video in the comment section of how he removes a wasp nest. And I'll let you guys decide which one you think is the more effective way to get rid of one. Look at those big fuckers. Jesus Christ.
You wanted him, bitch? Is that who you really wanted? You sure about that?
Ah!
Dun, 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 dun. There he is, bitch.
Don't do drugs. Don't drink. Don't take any mind-altering substances. That one got me. Now, nobody's saying what's in the bucket. I'm trying to... Okay, it's gasoline. It's officially gasoline that was in the bucket. But that's, like, the coolest thing to me is those rednecks who take out that hand one. When I saw that fucked me up for a second. But flamethrower wasp nest. This is some of the coolest shit. Oh yeah, one guy did it with a drone.
This guy used a flamethrower drone to kill an invading wasp nest. This guy...
It's fantastic. And then some guys just like make their own...
This man got outsmarted by the wasps, because when he climbed out his window with a flamethrower, trying to burn the wasp...
He fell down. He fell on his ass.
...nest on his roof. He thought the nest and all the wasps would go up in flames, but what actually happened will blow your mind.
Oh, he set his fucking house on fire, the dipshit. No.
You see, when he tried to knock down the nest with a stick after burning it, he realized he ended up setting his roof on fire. This man got...
See, now that's what I would do. I would not be thinking, and I would set the house on fire. God damn it. Let's go to Gray Duckling with $10. Says Aaron got his dingly thing shot with semen like the clown game at the fair. When are we going to learn allegedly? When are we going to learn allegedly? Let's go to... Oh, no. Numero uno Josh Denny fan says, blind item. An internet lawyer called into a show today to call you gay, but for no reason first listed several men as example of people he would have preferred to see naked at a nude resort. It just never fails. The guy is a cell phone machine. He's a cell phone machine. Did I say today that Aaron's gay? Did I say he's gay? No, why? You know how many dudes I'd rather, many dudes' dicks I'd rather see than his? Did you hear what, do you know what you just did? Ali, do you know what you just said? Numero uno with another $2 says, while complaining that none of the nude people at said resort were any of the male celebrities he listed, the whole chat turned on him for being aggressively long-winded and boring. Well, but that's the issue. Like, when your whole shtick is, I miss this guy I wanted to be gay with me, and I can't stop pining over him. Like, people are going to get bored of that. You got to have some new shit to talk about. My audience gets bored. Like, there's a clock in my head right now. Clock. And I'm sitting here going, I got 40 seconds to, like, respond to this chat. And then people are going to go, who gives a fuck? Move on. We don't care. You were a degenerate. We got it. But yeah, I mean, sometimes most of the time I just don't need to respond to the guy. I just point at him and I go, yeah, there you go. Like, drugged kid, obviously gay, still on substances, like lies all the time. What do you want from me? Sam Show says, I'm actually bored of Nick because of all this gay shit. That's all it is. But that's funny. It is remarkably gay and funny to try and call someone else gay, and then you go, let me talk about all the dicks I saw this one time, and then wiping your mouth as you do it. You're salivating the entire time. 1:55 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. You see that? That clock in my head just went off. And it said, Aaron, everybody is. Well, that's the thing, because normal people are disgusted by that kind of shit. Normal people are like, I don't want to hear about it. But if you're a morbidly obese pedo who lives for me, which is creepy to say the least, you can't get enough of it. And now you've backed yourself into a corner. JH says, Aaron did say, Nick did say he's gay for David Boreanaz. Well, I don't go that far. I'm sorry. Twitch chat says another win for the toe. It's kind of easy to notch wins against someone who's wet-brained and retarded and a closeted homosexual. I mean, it's not hard, especially when you just hand them the shovel and they start digging themselves deeper and deeper. 1:55 away from tonight. Go ahead and jump in, throw in a couple of bucks. Let's knock that out and call it another win for the toe. So here in Minnesota today, I still have not been able to see if they voted on the trans sports bill. Haven't seen anything about it. Minnesota trans sports bill. It was supposed to be debated today. Legislation to bar. Oh, here we go. Falls. Wait a minute. It did fail. 5 minutes ago, we got the word. The Minnesota bill to ban transgender athletes failed. That surprises me. Now, in Minnesota, it's like 50-50 Democrats and Republicans. So if they vote for this thing on party lines, which is crazy to me that biological men being allowed to play in girls' sports is somehow a political issue and not just a mental health, like, are you rational or not issue, but that this is the world we live in now. If you can just pick one person from either side, you win. That's how close things are here in Minnesota. And then, of course, with the governor, we've got, you got to get past him. But let's find out what happened today with this bill.
A bill to ban transgender athletes from girls' sports in Minnesota is prompting the longest debate of this year's legislative session so far. The issue is a flashpoint across the country, and the Minnesota GOP enlisted the help of a person who has championed no biological males in female sports. Fox 9's Cornhogger is live at the Capitol for
Cornhogger. Hey, we got Cornhogger tonight. That's good. Hey, Cornhogger's the reason they invented TV names.
Gaines took center stage in the debate before the debate.
Yeah, that's right, Randy, and I do want to update everybody. The House is actually voting on this bill as we speak, and on the first round, this bill actually failed. I'll let you know in a couple minutes what the second round says, but yeah, we did hear from...
Now, I don't get that. I've been on the floor of the Minnesota House a few times in my day. I've been to a few State of the State addresses. What do you mean on the second round? So the bill can fail. You can, repackage it and send it back. Okay.
Riley Gaines, the former Kentucky swimmer who rose to fame in 2022 after she finished tied for 5th at the NCAA championships, tied with transgender swimmer Leah Thomas. So we've also heard support for trans athletes from another collegiate swimmer who's from Minnesota.
Leah Thomas. No. Leah Thomas showed up and said, I think it's great. I think we have to protect this. How else was I going to win? There was also, there was Jack Brewer, the former Viking, was there to speak out against it. Riley Gaines was there, obviously. We got a few clips we can show you. It'll be fun to watch the juxtaposition of the people who spoke out in support of the ban and the people who were against the ban. We've got both visuals for you.
Yes, this is happening. Yes, women are losing and men are winning in women's sports.
For at least 10 years, transgender kids in Minnesota have been allowed to participate in sports based on their gender identity. Republicans want that to end, and they brought Riley Gaines to the Capitol for a rally to boost their bill.
You cannot protect the rights of girls to play fair and safe sport and also protect the boy who wants to take their place on the team.
That's the thing is, like, people worry about, like, the competitiveness, or they worry about someone taking the place on the team. I'm thinking of, like, basketball and physical sports where the musculature and just the biological makeup, the physical build becomes threatening to the safety of the game.
The bill debated Monday on the House floor would ban transgender girls from school sports. Authors told me they're not aware of any transgender athletes competing now in Minnesota, but they believe allowing it opens girls up to losing their spot on a team.
Well, that's just it. It's like, they're like, well, nobody's doing it now. It's like, yeah, but doesn't this kind of clear it up if it ever comes up? Like, why wait until it becomes an issue and a controversy? Just let's get it taken care of.
Or even dangerous physical interactions. And it's just unfair. Not all female athletes see it the same way.
Athletics offers so many benefits, from physical to mental health to educational success and self-confidence. Trans women and girls deserve the same access to these benefits.
Also teaches you how to beat up nerds. Sorry.
Trans advocates point out that not even 10 of the 520,000 college athletes last year were transgender, and none of them was a superstar. They point to...
Well, I mean, but okay. That's kind of a weird argument, too. It's like, this is just setting boundaries. It doesn't matter who's at the boundary or how they're doing at the boundaries. It just matters that the boundary is set, like it's defined.
Research showing hormone therapy seems to remove any physical advantages, and they accuse Republicans of creating a distraction by making a boogeyman out of trans...
You really think that Leah Thomas having hormone therapy removed any of Leah Thomas's physical advantages? Are you kidding me? You don't buy... I mean, I'm sorry, that one just doesn't pass the eyeball test.
Athletes.
This bill is not about protect.
Stop it. Everybody stop right now, immediately, right away. Knock it off. I mean it. Knock it. We're going to get through it. Stop it.
Fairness in sports or upholding integrity. Instead, it is a calculated effort to sow division, to amplify fear.
I'm just glad to see Philip Seymour Hoffman back again. I missed him a lot. I'm upset he was gone. And also, it's nice to see the guy who did all those paintings from the Rocky movies. What was his name? Oh, God damn it. I think it was Bert something.
And that second vote just ended as that story was airing right here. And again, it has failed on a straight party line vote. A similar bill was in the Senate, but it was rejected from even getting on the floor today by the DFL majority. So again, this bill is dead. There are still some other efforts to ban transgender athletes from other areas of life here in Minnesota, but this one, to ban them from sports, has just gone down.
Well, like, Tim Walz wasn't going to sign it anyway, so it was kind of ceremonial to begin with. And part of me kind of hates when they do shit like that. You know? When they do that thing where they, like, bring stuff up even though they know it's not going to pass, or they bring stuff up knowing that the governor's not going to sign it, and you're just kind of like, well, then what are we doing? Like, didn't you just kind of, like, even if I agree with you, like, didn't you just waste my time as a taxpayer? Like, couldn't you guys have been focusing on something else? Don't we have an issue right now in Minnesota where, like, what is it? We had a budget surplus of $17 billion, and now we're looking at a deficit of $5 billion in the next biennium. Like, maybe we could work on some of that stuff. That would be nice, but not so in Minnesota. Well, hey, maybe we got it out of our system. You know, maybe it's all out of our system now. We're good to go. We don't have to worry about any of it. I'll tell you what we need to worry about. Knocking out that goal. 155 away. Hey, boys and girls, throw a couple bucks at the old toe. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Anyone who throws in over 20 bucks tonight is getting a couple of stickers sent their way. Some of them even have show notes jotted on the back. So you'll get some really cool souvenirs from Steel Toe. Also, we've got some leftover Stonies that weren't claimed from last month. If any of those tickle your fancy, anyone who donates over 20 bucks to the show will get those. And yes, I already have the envelope stamped. We'll throw them out tomorrow we're ready to go. Let's knock out that 155. Nothing other than Nick the Milkman from earlier this afternoon. Nothing on this Streamlabs, PayPal, or Venmo, so let's be the first one to hammer that out. 155 away. Let's go ahead and knock that door down and call it a perfect Monday for the toe. Yeah, we don't... Super Bowl champion Ben Utecht was there. He was kind of leading the fight. This was a former Rochester student counselor who lost their job because of, political backlash, if you will. She was talking about something similar to this, and that's a parent's Bill of Rights in Minnesota, where, if the child says they're a certain gender or they, have something important that they reveal to a teacher or whatever, that the parents have a right to know. This is a woman named Christina Barton who was kicked out of her union and her contract was terminated after she blew the whistle on her district's trans guidelines in an interview with Alpha News this year. This is her testifying on the House's Parents' Bill of Rights issue.
I'm Barton, and I speak before you today, not only as a mother, but as a school counselor who has spent her career advocating for children and families.
I just feel like Republican girls, and I don't think it's always been this way, but now we live in a time now where the Republican women are better looking in general. This is not across the board, in general.
The message I bring is simple yet urgent. We must protect our children, respect parents, prioritize truth, transparency, and integrity in education. Some may urge us to ignore uncomfortable truths and pretend all is well. But
it's so weird to watch, because the left is got to be having a hell of a time, because you're trying to make these demons and these monsters and these villains and these bad guys, and instead you have to look at her, and she sounds completely rational. She's wearing a little cross necklace, and she's easy to look at, but she's revealing, but she's conservative, and you have to make this person a sweaty-toothed Rush Limbaugh monster bad guy, and it's like, most people aren't going to look at her and go, yeah, you're right, she is an evil Nazi bitch. Most people are going to look at her and go, well, she seems like a reasonable enough lady with some questions she's asking.
this is dangerous.
Meanwhile, the other person looks like Philip Seymour Hoffman and goes, we as women need to be respected. And you're like, look, it's taking me doing a hard road here.
Like the story of the emperor's new clothes.
Oh, boy.
Pretending everything is fine pretending everything is fine means we risk losing our children's hearts and souls. When we fail to advocate for children, we fail them and deceive them in the process. I've always taught my son and students to stand for truth, even when it's difficult or comes at a cost.
Yeah, it's really hard to show people this woman speaking and go, you see her? She's the Nazi bitch who's trampling on our rights. And it's like, I don't know, man.
As Dietrich Bonhoeffer said, silence in the face of evil is itself evil.
Now she's quoting Dietrich Bonhoeffer. You guys are totally screwed now. The guy who helped the Jews from the Nazis, it's over. Sorry.
I am here today to speak out for parents who've been silenced and the children who are at risk. As a counselor, I've seen firsthand how a system that silences advocates harms children. I faced this personally when my district, ISD 535, issued a policy that required staff to withhold information from parents about their child's gender identity unless specifically asked. How can a parent support their children if they're kept in the dark? When I raised questions, I faced retaliation, including the termination of my contract and expulsion from the teachers union.
Yeah, people are hearing this, and if they're moderates and they don't really think about these kinds of issues, they're just looking at it and they're going, oh my goodness, you poor thing, you've been so badly mistreated. I'm totally on your side. This is not an easy person to hate. So good luck fighting back against that one. Dr. Silverwolf with $5 says she totally likes it rough and wild behind closed doors. Woof. It always goes there with us, doesn't it? We go, wow, she looks very nice, and she's very professional and intelligent and well-spoken. I bet you she likes to get slammed hard and her hair pulled and slapped in the mouth. All right. All right, boys. Let's try to, let's try to keep it bank behavior if we could. Silver Wolf with another 5 says, oh, she has a kid. It's been a while. Wow. You know what? I tell you what. Just classy guys all over. Classy guys all over this one. Thank you, Silver Wolf, for the $10. 145 away from tonight. Let's move. Let's go. Let's get Dr. Silverwolf on the board with his 10. Thank you guys so much. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Of course, if you throw in $20 tonight, we are throwing in a couple of steel toe stickers. These 5.5-inch vinyl stickers, if you'd like them. Appreciate it. MSO says, damn, the numbers are down. Must be Monday Night Football. Hey, smartass. No, we're trying a new time. When you try a new time, numbers are going to be down a little bit. I haven't looked, but I'm sure they are. Yeah, not even hitting 300 yet. Oh, for sure. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at all. Getting used. People really liked 6 o'clock last week, so I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to keep the 6 o'clock thing going. People seem to like it. We were crushing goals last week. We're not crushing this week. We're not crushing today. But that's all right. I'm liking it. We'll get up to 300 in the 7 o'clock hour. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. 145 away. Thank you guys very much for being here. Show MSO your allegiance to the program. Show him that you like the 6 o'clock start. Throw in a few bucks. Let's knock it out and call it a day. Thank you. That is weird. Like, I'm kind of mental about that kind of stuff, but it is strange when other people are more mental than you. You're like, it doesn't really affect you at all. You're like, no, it must be Monday Night Football. It must be like, it's like, let me worry about that. Like that, like I'm fine with it. You should be fine with it. Loaded Wrench with $2 says she can have my union. See what he did there with it's a sex thing, you guys. MSO says, I think the choice of time is good. I do too. It doesn't get too late. I like it. I like it too. And also, a year ago, we were barely clearing 200 people during evening shows, and now we're clearing 3 even when we do the 6 o'clock ones. I got to say, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the growth we've seen over the last year. Morning show, we're up 150 people at a time. Evening shows, we're up. It's, you got to be thankful for what you got. I'll tell you that much. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Throw a few bucks in. I don't know. Under $100 by the bottom of the hour. I think you guys can do it. It's what, 145 right now? You guys got this. You guys have been playing conservative on me. So you can just. Last week, we didn't even see a goal after 7 o'clock. This week, we're not going to see any movement on the goal till after 7 o'clock. But knock it out, and then we can shut the fuck up about it. And we can move on. And we can do some things. Do you guys want to see what the opposition to this bill looked like? You know, we saw that Christina Barton. We saw that lovely lady just give a really well put together argument. This is now the anti-trans bill crowd and the press conference they had earlier today. Let's take a look.
We were able to transition, and then they really felt peace and stability after that.
Oh, it's our mustache guy again.
Later in high school, they chose to participate.
Is this the chick with from Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo? What's her name? Tina?
In ultimate frisbee.
Let's go forward.
And I don't know if you know ultimate frisbee.
Oh, there's this person again. We are okay. So we did see this. That's where that came from.
Topic
oh, let's watch the guy from Rocky,
which is Run Bike Run, because it's important to say that. Yeah, everyone was like, oh. At a very young age, I had a strong sense of who I was. But
is that like a Nike smoking jacket or lapel jacket or shirt? Since when did Nike start making formal wear?
Long before I had the language to share that with other people, I grew up playing girls' and women's sports.
What?
Sport was my safe place. It was how I found my friends, my community, and my social life. On the court and the field was where I felt the most comfortable and the most like myself. So sport was an essential part of my upbringing and my life.
I got to tell you, these people just aren't as exciting as the other side. And I think that's one of their big problems on the PR end of things. They just don't hold my attention. Oh, Sam Show saying it's that's a trans guy? I'm really bad at picking out the trans dudes, aren't I? Because that one just looked like a kind of a wiener guy. That just looked like kind of just a gay dude with a wild mustache. Bappa Shop says she's got better facial hair than you, Aaron. I had no idea that was a woman first. I didn't put that together. I just thought that was a spindly gay guy. What do I know? I had no idea that was. And again, I never do. I never do. Dr. Silverwolf with $5 says, I don't trust them. Check the railroad tracks for tied up maidens. Yeah, that Snidely Whiplash mustache. You got to make sure this guy's not tying girls up. Got to be very careful about that. Thank you very much, Silverwolf, for the 15 tonight. 145 away from this evening's goal. Let's go ahead and knock it out. Been having a great time here for the first half of the program. Let's open up another round. We got a bunch of stuff. Tomorrow morning's show is going to be great as well. I think tomorrow morning we're going to be talking about the Tim Walz wanting to run for president thing. Oh, boy. That's going to drive people nuts. Tim Walz.
Every single day.
Oh, my goodness. There we go. Tim Walz apparently stated to people this weekend that he's not interested in Tina Smith's Senate seat, but that he is interested in running for president in 2028. Holy shit. I have to say, my opinion on Tim Walz running for president in 2028, 2 thumbs up. I'm all for it. I hope he gets the nomination for 2 reasons. One, he's going to lose. And number 2, it gets him the hell out of Minnesota. This is, I don't see how anybody couldn't be excited about this. 191 Redbird says only 200 viewers might have had something to do with you shanking anyone who pointed out the pink elephant standing in the room. I don't know what that means. Redbird. But thank you. No, it's the time change. It's already going back up there after 7 o'clock. What do you guys? Don't worry about that part. I'll worry about that part. We do a fine show here. Just got to knock out that 145 and call it another win for the toe. So I'm all for Tim Walz running for president. Let's do that. Because whoever runs against him is going to win, and Minnesota can then be free of Tim Walz. Because we can't vote him out. Too many people in this state like him. I don't know what to do. You sit there and you watch someone, you go, this is what it must feel like to live in, like to be a red person in a blue state. Because in Minnesota, it's always been kind of close up until like these last 2 governors we've had. We even had an independent governor for 4 years. And so you watch him and you're like, I know this guy sucks. I know he's awful. I know he's terrible. Why the hell is he so damn popular? Why does he keep winning? So it's like, I kind of want him to run for president, so it's like a cheat code to get him out of the state, because I'll fully admit it, we can't beat him. And by we, I mean anyone who doesn't like him. He kicks our ass every time. And I'm telling you right now, he's run the state into the ground. We've now turned a huge surplus into a deficit. If he runs for another term, he's going to win. I'm telling you right now, the guy's going to win. Dr. Silverwolf with $2 says, well, we do have one option. No, I don't even know what you mean, Silverwolf. I have no idea what you're getting at. No idea what you're talking about. I don't know. I just, if he does run, I don't think he's going to get the nomination. I mean, if the Democrats are in a spot where Tim Walz is a threat to win it, they've got a lot bigger problems than they even do right now. Plus, I agree with Crowder wears panties. J.D. Vance is going to mop the floor with him if they meet in a general election. I mean, J.D. Vance already made him look stupid in the one debate they had. He'd crush him if they ever met. 140 away from tonight's goal. Let's go. Rally it up. Another win for the toe. Anyone who throws in $20 or more tonight's getting a couple stickers mailed to him as a thank you. So please throw in. Let's notch a victory. Let's make it a perfect Monday tonight. And another win for the toe. Did you see America's newest LGBT rights and women's rights advocate? We've got a new one. It's a fairly famous person. It's a fairly prominent individual that's announced that they're going to be a women's rights and trans rights advocate. Would you like to have you? I hate to do the Jay Leno to you, but have you heard about this, folks? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? I don't think most of you have. I don't think most of you know, judging by your comments. What? Who is it? I wonder who it could possibly be. No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says, I think Silverwolf means you need to Luigi him. I knew what he meant. I wasn't trying to put out there what he would. Thank you, No Pen 15. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Guys, you don't need to send in money and tell me what Dr. Silverwolf meant. But if you got an extra 140. Helgi with $1 says daylight savings time is Aaron's ace up his sleeve to explain away viewership in a couple weeks. I'm not explaining away viewership. I don't care as much as other people do. We put on a great product. People like it. We make our money. We go home. I don't know. I guess people thought that I was in some kind of competition that I'm not in. Dr. Silverwolf with $5 says, I am not unaliving myself anytime soon, nor do I condone any actions taken against state governors. Sincerely, Dr. Silverwolf. Thank you, buddy. That's a very important distinction to make. Thank you for the other 5. And let's follow that guy and keep rallying. We're 135 away now from tonight's goal. Couple of 10s, couple of 20s. We're right there, boys and girls. Let's do it. JH, I got it. I get it, buddy. It's nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore. Thank you. You can say it once, and then we can move on with the next part of the show. So here she is, ladies and gentlemen, the newest advocate for women's rights and LGBTQ rights. Are you aware? Do you know? That's Casey Anthony. No, wait. Since we're doing this bit now, since Pen 15 and Silverwolf decided to do this bit, now look what you guys have done. Now Sean's involved. Now Sean with $2 send Walz to the Paul Wellstone Flight School. Guys, I don't know what that means. I don't know what he's trying to say about that. Paul Wellstone died when I was a very young man. Before I was really into politics at all. I think I was in middle school, freshman maybe. I don't know. I have no idea what he means. Maybe he means he wants Governor Tim Walz to learn how to fly a plane. That would be really nice. That's actually a nice thing that Sean was trying to say. So thank you. I'm sure nobody will contribute to this program and then tell us why, he said that and what Sean actually meant. I think what Sean's trying to say is that Tim Walz should learn how to fly a plane because, maybe if he learns that hobby, if he learns how to fly a plane, he becomes a pilot. He can go off when he's really stressed out, when he's high strung, when he's having problems. He can go fly. It'll center him. It'll relax him, kind of heal, psychological healing properties, if you will. And then, we'll have a less uptight governor and maybe he'll make better decisions for the state of Minnesota. You know what? I think that's wonderful that potentially criminal Sean would say something so kind about Governor Tim Walz. That's so, and if I was a good show and anybody wanted to help, this long setup that I've been doing, the punchline to the joke would have been handled by No Pen 15 or somebody else. But since my show is circling the drain and nobody gives a shit anymore, we're just going to let that one hang. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely, beautiful, and talented Casey Anthony, the newest women's and LGBTQ rights. You would have really thought maybe a pro-choice message would have been her first address, but I guess a little too on the nose, I suppose. Let's hear what she had to say. I'm always willing to hear out a woman who wants to get active in society and politics. Let's see what old Casey Anthony has for us.
I sweat to death. Okay.
Why? What's in the trunk? Where were you? Why are you sweating to death? There should be air conditioning in that car. Open the trunk. There we go. Thank you for fucking up the joke. But No Pen 15 Fathead with $5 says, I think Sean is saying Walz needs to die in a plane crash. I don't think Sean would ever say something like that. I don't think Sean is trying to say that Tim Walz should die in a plane crash like Paul Wellstone did. I think you're reading that message wrong. That is, I got to be honest, No Pen 15, that is not what I took from that whatsoever. 1:30 away from tonight. Thank you very much. All right, back to Casey Anthony, as I often say. She's sweating. She's very warm. She's been engaging in some kind of physical activity. Nobody is saying that she snuffed out a baby, but she's here to tell us why she's decided after all these years to now become an advocate. How about an advocate for missing persons? How perfect would that be? I'm the new spokesperson for Goya Stewed Tomatoes. Oh, too soon. Too soon.
It is Saturday, March 1st, 2025. This is my first of probably many recordings.
Promises, promises. Don't you go teasing me.
On a series that I'm starting. I am a legal advocate.
She got a herp lip. Anybody else see it? Is that just like a point where her top lip is coming together in the middle, or does she have a herp? I think we might have a herp. $2 from No Pen 15 Fathead. He said, sorry, my autism makes me look too deep into things. Yeah, I don't think Sean wanted Tim Walz to die in a plane crash. I doubt Sean would ever say something like that.
I am a researcher. I've been in the legal field since 2011.
No shit. I would say before that.
And in this capacity, I
don't think fucking your lawyer counts as being in the legal field. Well, maybe it does. I don't know.
Feel that it's necessary if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate that I start to advocate for myself and also advocate for my daughter. For those of you who don't know.
Oh, you fucking bitch. Oh my God, you piece of shit. Well, I wasn't ready for that part. I'll admit, I didn't watch this, but I never watch this shit before I give it to you guys. I want to react the way you do. I did that. I did not see coming. I was not ready for the Kaylee Anthony reference. I didn't know that Casey Anthony got to drop Kaylee's name. Her daughter isn't a missing person. They found the daughter, didn't they? Or did they find like enough of, oh God, I can't remember. I don't want to go back down that road, but oh God, that is fucking disgusting.
No, my name is Casey Anthony. My daughter is Kaylee Anthony. My parents are George and Cindy Anthony. This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done. That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done. The whole point of this is for me to begin to...
She's like Ricada. She'll tell her side of the story at some point.
...reintroduce myself.
And most of it has to do with dicks. So these two are very similar.
Doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity. Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity. My goal is to continue to help give a voice to people, to give people tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to.
Okay, that's great, I guess. But, you know, I'm just saying if there's a line of women, you know, if you got a line out the door and they all want to be advocates, I'm just saying maybe you grab a few before Casey Anthony. That's all. Maybe, she can. You know that scene in Cinderella Man where all the guys are standing there outside the docks and they all want to get longshoreman work that day, but they only need like 5 guys and like Braddock doesn't get picked every day? That should be like Casey Anthony going down to the women's advocacy plaza. And she's standing there at the gate like, I only need 5. And then you stare at Casey Anthony right in the face. You're like, you over there, come on in. All right, that's all I need for today.
So with that,
she's like the free lawyer. She's like the public defender of women's advocates. Like if you don't have a lot of time, resources, and energy, you get Casey Anthony to plead your case.
Please join me on Substack. If you have questions, I will set up an email address where we can correspond directly.
Substack, is that a hint that you buried her under the ground? A Substack? Is that what you're trying to say? You bastard.
Up until this point, that has never happened. And it's only going to be on a limited basis regarding legal issues, legal matters. One of the main reasons that I'm doing this, there are people close to me who have been targeted and attacked recently. There are also people close to me who have had some recent things occur. And when necessary, people needed to step up, myself included.
And when Casey Anthony steps up, you got to give her this. Shit gets done. Jeez. I can't believe she brought the kid up. That surprises the hell out of me. I'm like bringing her up in private, whatever, I understand, but like publicly like that, that's pretty brazen. Pretty brazen. I will say this. I know it's remarkably out of place. I know that it seems like not the thing to say. She still looks very good. I feel like she's more attractive now than she was then. There's something about then with the whole, I'm pretty sure you murdered your daughter, that kind of takes something away from the hot quotient. Now you can kind of, don't know what you got till it's gone, maybe. I don't know. Helgi with $1 says, hey, Judge Terry Schiavo, blink once for guilty. I mean, might as well, all right? 130 away from knocking it out tonight. Can we get to 100 in the next 5 minutes? I sure would love to. Chernobog says she has herpes, way hotter now. Do you see how I don't connect my thoughts? Do you see how there's not it's not a train. It's just a series of engines. That's all it is. I didn't put it together that it was, I said she had herpes earlier. And now, hey, isn't she hotter than she used to be? I'm not saying that the herpes made her hot. I just saying I saw a bubble. God damn it, Chernobog. I wasn't supposed to have to explain myself. For God's sake. 1:30 away from tonight. Let's do this. It's slow going. Will we start at 175 tonight? Hi, yeesh. It is outside of Nick the Milkman dropping that 50 to bail us out this morning. It has been slow going. So, I know it's painful. I know it hurts. I know it's me tapping your blood. But let's hook you up to the IV real quick. Let's withdraw a 5 or a 10 from you. And we can shut up about it. That'd be pretty nice. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Throw it in. I trick myself a lot. I go, people go, well, if you just do a good show, people will get money. I don't know. I feel like I do a very good show. And it just doesn't equate to... Doesn't equate, Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm kidding myself. That's totally possible too. But let's knock it out and call it another win for the toe. Otherwise, we got about 30 minutes until we have to try and rattle the cans and make something of this evening. This was a weird one out of Minnesota. Apparently, we have some teenager who's like a reincarnated Dalai Lama, and now he has to be shipped off to India. This is so insane to me that the whole Tibetan Hindu monk thing or whatever it is still a thing. So there's this kid in Minnesota that apparently they believe is a reincarnated Llama. Not like, but like Dalai Lama, right? And he has to go and train to be a monk in a monastery in India now because they've told him this. I didn't know this was shit people still did. So this, apparently they hang out in Minnesota now. the reincarnated llamas. Do you know about like the Dalai Lama? Do you know the horse shit and the craziness that goes on up there in Tibet? There's like slavery. You know, there's some Catholic Church style shit allegedly going on with the Dalai Lama. It's fucking weird. Isn't he the guy who like had a kid lick his mouth or something? Like, the Dalai Lama's fucked up. I don't know if you want to hold him up as like this great guy. He's pro-slavery, and I don't know if they have the same rules about kids that we have down here. But this is what's going on in Minnesota. We're basically having one of our own kidnapped to go into llama training.
A voice as strong as the wind can lead hundreds.
Oh, it's that Bon Jovi. It's It's My Life. That's what they're playing.
Of people.
Yeah.
A voice Jalu Dorji will learn to perfect.
Hey there,
Once he
Dorji
graduates
boy.
high school, he'll have years to practice.
I will be going overseas to Mindrling Monastery, which is a school in India. That's where I'll begin my monastic studies.
Studies fit for...
It's gotta fucking suck. God, he's gotta love his religion. Holy shit, do you have to be into that stuff to be removed from everything, family, friends, your whole life, and to what? To become a monk? Oh, that would suck.
a leader of peace.
It was always, your Llama.
When he was a toddler, the Dalai Lama recognized him as a reincarnated llama.
To me,
that's all it takes. That old crazy fuck that has people lick his mouth, lick his tongue or whatever. He goes, you are a reincarnated llama. All right, when you're a teenager, we got to pick you up out of your home and your family, and you got to go to India and be some creepy, weird monk guy. Wow.
It's just someone that is...
So basically, the Dalai Lama is like John Bon Jovi in that when he's on stage, he can point to somebody and go, pull him backstage. It's the same thing. And I think both people are getting fucked.
Responsible to teach peace.
A voice of peace is what he hopes to become.
His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, always...
And then they learn how to do that throat, like they're auditioning to be the lead singer of The Who.
Says, we need to find a way to bring 8 billion people into oneness. So that's sort of what I want to teach.
Reciting to...
We've all got cell phones and the internet, dude. There ain't no oneness. That waved bye-bye a long time ago. We gave it all up for a Twitter account.
Tibetan text, hundreds of years old, Jalu leads from the front with the other monks. A role that comes naturally.
There hasn't been a time where I could think of like a big bump.
Big bumps.
Go ahead, get all the jokes in. Go ahead. He can't see a big bump. I know someone who can. And then they go, you call that big?
He avoided with the help of his parents.
He wakes up really early to teach me, and that's something he's been doing since I was 4. So now I'm 18.
An 18-year-old who studies scripture before school, plays left guard, and manages the basketball team.
Oh, that would suck. So he plays sports. He has shitloads of friends. He's a big-ass football player. And now he's got to get plucked up and go to India and be a shitty monk. No offense, but it's a shitty life. It totally sucks. Dude, stay on this path. It's way better. Oh, enlightenment and oneness. Nobody gives a shit about oneness is gay. No offense. Just go be a football player and go have lots of friends. You're going to regret it. I know that you believe in reincarnation and all that shit, but chances are we only get one time around and you're going to spend it a bunch of fat farting monks in India. Great.
At St. Anthony Village High School. Blending the life he was destined.
You want to hear that the rest of your life? Oh my God, I'd rather hang out with Hare Krishnas for a weekend than hear that. You're going to be singing Wolf Totem.
Destined for, and the life of a teenage boy.
I definitely think it's going to help me in the future, relating to the people.
While his pitch isn't this deep,
cheating.
Jalu has already found his voice. In Minneapolis, Jessica Hart, KARE 11 News.
Joke's on you, kid. Those guys just smoke a lot. You're actually trying to do that voice. You're going to hurt yourself. Maybe that's what happened to me. I got a voice thing going on tonight. Oh, man. I don't, that just seems like such a dog shit life. To leave and go to India and then be like, I'm going to train to become a monk. And then what if you come back? You just wasted all those years. $1 from Helgi says bet. Oh, to bet. 191 Redbird with $1 says it's okay. After the last year, you don't have to convince us that you don't hold on to any set of particular beliefs or morals or convictions. Shut up. Shut up, Redbird. Make it worth more than $1 next time, you son of a bitch. Let's go to 1:30 away from tonight. Guys, help out if you can. We had to be bailed out of the morning show, which is, look, I'd rather have that than miss. You know what I mean? But we're 1:30 away. We made a whopping $45 tonight. That's a kick in the dick for sure. Please go ahead and throw us a few bucks. You know what really sucks is when you clean out the storage area and you find the stickers. You're like, hey, if people are really generous tonight, people throw us $20. As a thank you, we're gonna send 2 stickers to them. We're gonna ship them out to them, and then everyone's just like, nah, fuck you, dude. That really hurts. That really hurts. 1:30 away. Please help us knock it out. And let's call it a win for the toe. If we could. I would appreciate it. Let's do it. Win for the toe. Please and thank you. Pam Bondi expected to charge AOC for helping illegal aliens avoid it. I don't believe it for a second. I don't believe all these rumors around Pam Bondi. Is AOC asked Pam Bondi if DOJ is investigating her for telling illegal immigrants how to avoid ICE. Yeah, people are saying that Pam Bondi is investigating AOC. Come on, like we have better uses of our time. You know? This person goes, no one cares about your goal or merch. I got some 3 years ago and it was dropped off at Goodwill. Thanks. Appreciate it. In no way does this like gleaming failure this morning and tonight already fucking take the wind out of my sails. The steel toe merch going to Goodwill. Thanks. All right. Now, what are we? 20 minutes away from me rattling the cans. All right. It's pity time. Now it's pity dono time to knock out that 1:30 for the toe. Please and thank. It's always fun to go, hey, what do you guys think about knocking it out? And it like happens all the time. But then just that one day, like today, you hit refresh and it's just nothing. You're like, no, this time they're going to be like, all right, Aaron, Jesus Christ. We'll pick up we'll pick it up. Here you go. Imagine watching for free. I really suck if they're watching for free. 1:30 away from tonight. Pretty please and thank you. I don't think AOC is really being investigated. I don't think she's done anything illegal. I really don't. I know I'm supposed to be the guy who just, again, the internet thing. Pile on AOC. I hope she goes to jail. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not like that. I'm the realest guy in the room. I got to be honest. And when it comes to the AOC thing, yeah, she's telling people not to talk to ICE. That's not a crime. It's actually probably pretty good advice. Don't talk to ICE. Don't give them shit. Like, here's the thing about law enforcement and all those organizations. They're going to find a way to get what they need to get. They don't fucking need your help. All right? If they need something, they're going to get it. And yeah, they're probably going to break every rule, and they're like rules for thee and not for me. They're going to do whatever they can to get what they need. So AOC isn't like preventing deportations. She's telling people if ICE knocks at the door, don't answer. It's not against the law. It's not illegal. So no, I don't think we should waste taxpayer dollars investigating AOC. I don't think we should waste taxpayer dollars trying to throw AOC in jail. I think that would be a monumentally retarded waste of time. Let's check in with another one of my dear sweet angels. You know her, Jasmine Crockett. I think this is the first time I've gotten her name right, and it hasn't been like me substituting her real name for some kind of stripper name. Ryan the Garbage Man says it could be worse. You could have diarrhea and not make the goal. That's true. I'd have no problem having diarrhea and knock out the goal, though. CJ with $2. I'd like to see some 20s or some zeros behind that. That'd be cool. CJ with $2 says she aided and abetted illegals. Lock the bitch up. See, I disagree. I don't think she did aid and abet illegals. I think she gave some advice. ICE comes to the door, don't answer. I don't think that's against the law. But my girl Jasmine Crockett wants to tell you guys about Trump a little bit. And I don't know if you know this or not, but this Trump guy, he's a problem. You might want to look out for him. I know that a lot of you think he's super cool, and a lot of you voted for him, and you think he's the tits, but I'm being told by my girl Jasmine, and she wouldn't lie to me, he's a bad dude. Let's see what she thinks. By the way, thank you, Shannon, for the $30 on PayPal. Let's write Shannon. We're writing Shannon's name down on the thing. And we're giving Shannon 2 of these steel toe stickers. Mailing those out tomorrow morning. Thank you, Shannon. $100 away from knocking out the goal. Put me out of my misery. Knock this thing out. We'll add another 30 minutes on to the end of the show, and we'll end this thing in a classy fashion. What do you say? Thank you, Shannon, for that $30. Everybody follow Shannon, and we're good as gold.
We have someone that is occupying the White House, and as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States.
Holy shit. I didn't know Joe Biden got another term. Wow. We have Occupy. I thought Democrats were into that. I thought Occupy was good. So now Occupy is bad? Just like insurrection used to be bad, but if there's a bill they don't agree with, then insurrections are good. You can storm the... Okay, just checking.
He swore an oath just like the rest of us. But right now, when you are literally putting us at risk, all because of what? Because you want to convince your followers that you should be a dictator too, that you should never leave the White House.
When did he do that? Like, I get confused by these people. Like, there are things to criticize Trump on. There are things you cannot like about him. Sure, he's acting kind of dictatorial. Well, yeah, he is. And a lot of us are maybe allowing him to do it more so than we normally would because we like the things he's doing, and maybe that's a flaw in our character. That's totally fine. But then these people always go too far. You know, they always take it a step further. Instead of like, well, here's a rational departure from what Trump is doing. They're like, well, he's illegally occupying the White House. It's like, well, no, he won an election. It's, you know, he wants to be the dictator forever. It's like, he's never said that. That's something you're making up in your own head.
Too, that you should never leave the White House because you don't believe that elections should take place. I don't really understand what is going on, and I don't know what it's going to take to get people to wake up. So,
I mean, you know what? Honestly, Jasmine, you just keep banging that drum, and I'm sure they'll listen to you. You've got this. But yeah, I just, that whole thing of like, they can't, he wants to be king forever, and he wants to ban all the elections. Like, what? To quote Bill Maher, what ass are you pulling this out of? I don't understand. Let's go to Leah with $2 says, actually, that could be interpreted as the unauthorized practice of law. AOC? I don't think so. Like, again, I don't think she's practicing law when she does that. I think she's telling people if ICE comes to your, like, anybody can say that. I can say that to anybody. I can go, hey, this person comes to your door, don't answer the door. I don't think that's illegal. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Pam Bondi is investigating her. I'm just saying, if she is, I think it's a giant waste of American taxpayer time and money. I don't think if you've got Doge and Doge is out there just trimming shit off the budget because we want to see this country balance the books, I don't know if you can then spend a bunch of money on trying to investigate AOC because she said don't answer the door when ICE comes. I don't know if that jives. Maybe I'm wrong. Shano Banano with $30 says, I never get to watch any more Rally Up bitches. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're enjoying it. And thank you for the $30.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
$100 away. Let's do it. Everybody jump in. Everybody chime in. So in 13 minutes, I don't have to rattle the cans and look like a complete beggy piece of shit, even though I know some of you come here just for that. And look, if you're here and you're watching the show, I'm sure you're getting laughs. I'm sure you're being entertained. That's my job. My job is to entertain you. So let's knock out this last $100, this last pesky 100, so we can have ourselves a perfect start to the week. That would be nice. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats. I'm sorry, I went back into the chat for a moment. Leah says, giving legal advice is practicing law. I'm a paralegal. I have to be super fucking careful with what I say. But is that legal? Again, I just, maybe, again, you might be wrong. I might be wrong. You might be right. Is that giving legal advice, saying if the authorities come to your door, don't answer? Maybe it is. Maybe I'm being way too, blasé about this. Maybe I'm being too laissez-faire about the whole deal. Maybe she does need to be punished. It just doesn't seem, I don't know if I want to live in a country, I want to live in a country where we have way more rights than the police. We have way more rights than the government. I think it's way out of whack right now the other way. And just because I like the people in charge doesn't mean I want them to have that much power over me. They already have way too much power over you. And I want to live in a world where you can say to people, don't talk to the cops, don't answer your door, I believe you should have a right as an American. See, you got me there. That's where you got me. I was just about to say you should have that right as an American citizen. And here we are talking about illegals. But I just feel like I want people to be able to not answer their door. I don't want to live in a country where you have to answer your own door or you could face prosecution. Dive Bar says they are fugitives from the law, therefore she is aiding and abetting. Atomic Ray says it isn't actionable. How is that advice trustful unless the cop is calling your name? I say if you're an illegal, you should be parked out by the lake 80 miles from Santa Fe. They'll never find you. They'll never find you. Leah says, but we don't. Executive orders need to go. They are so fucking unconstitutional. That's interesting too, isn't it? The whole, what's going on with, we used to hate executive orders when Biden would do them. We'd hate executive orders when Obama would do them. And now Trump does more than anyone. I mean, that's kind of something to think about. Are we skirting our morals on that whole deal? No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says, where's my baby girl Crunchy at? Well, we can't count on Crunchy to just bail us out all the time, can we? CJ with $2. CJ says AOC committed obstruction of justice. It's a crime. Well, that's what people are trying to tell me. They're trying to say, Aaron, nope, she's obstructing. She's committing a crime. Pam Bondi should go after her. Well, maybe you're right and I'm wrong. About 300 of you checking out the show right now. Hit like, hit subscribe. I appreciate it. $95 away from knocking out the goal. We're at double digits. So it can be done. Help us out. Throw in a few bucks. Let's see if we can get another win for the toe and make it a perfect Monday. That's the biggest thing for me. It's almost a perfect Monday. All right, off we go. This was a question asked by Delano Squires of The Blaze, and I wanted to pose it to you. Well, he's a black guy. He made a statement. We're asking the question. He wrote an op-ed piece called Democrats Treat Disobedient Blacks Like Runaway Slaves. We've made this comparison on the show many, many times, that when black people shut up and vote Democrat, Democrats talk so nice about them. Democrats talk about, how wonderful the black community is and how we need to fight for it and everything else. And then, of course, they do nothing. But they talk about them very nice. When people vote for Trump in record numbers in the black community, all of a sudden Democrats go, well, you know, black men are incredibly misogynist and they don't like women. And do you remember that conversation that Scarborough and Weird Al Sharpton had, where they basically called black men sexist? Scarborough, Sharpton, Trump. This is kind of what Delano Squires is talking about when he says, when black people don't think like Democrats, they get treated like runaway slaves. Before we get to this, Amy with $5. Thank you, Amy. She says, and Biden told us to shoot our shotguns in the air. Also illegal. That's right. That dipshit did do that, didn't he? You don't need to shoot anybody if they break into your home. What you do is you go out on your back deck and you fire a shotgun into the air. It's like, Joe, you can't do that. You're not allowed to just fire a shotgun into the air like in a suburban neighborhood or something. Are you out of your fucking mind? Thank you very much, Amy. I appreciate that. Guys, $90 away. Let's do this and we can do overtime tonight. What do you say? Throw in a few bucks. Let's do it. So this was Scarborough and Sharpton the night of the election talking shit about black guys because they found out that black guys voted for Trump at the highest numbers black men have voted Republican ever.
I just say, Rev, really quickly, too. Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest.
Get ready for this. It's always funny to watch one of these guys go, Democrats need to be mature. Black men hate bitches, don't they?
And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men. Right. It's misogyny from black men. Things we've all been talking.
Jesus Christ. So now all of your protected classes, they all get sacrificed on the altar because you can't admit that you guys fucked up. We didn't vote for the lady president, so it's got to be misogyny. It can't be that the last guy fucked up so badly we want to switch to the other team. Or that you targeted the guy that these people have chosen so much that people felt sympathy for the devil. Nope. You know all these people we've been kissing the ass of to get their votes for the last 50 years, these Latinos and these black guys? Well, since they didn't vote for us enough this time, they all hate women and they're all a bunch of misogynists, and we need to have a mature conversation about this. Really? Because you're throwing a fit right after you lost an election. Is that really a mature conversation?
About who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States. You know.
And Al is nodding along with this. He's like, absolutely 100%. Your opinion makes me want to show you RESPICT.
The Democratic Party, I've always found when you're sitting around talking, they love to just sort of balkanize everybody into these separate groups and say, oh, white people don't like women and black people. No.
Okay, but the lesson you learned from that was not that you shouldn't do that. The lesson Joe Scarborough learned was we should do more of that with more groups. The lesson that he took, like, hey, we tend to balkanize people. We say all white men hate women. We lost this election. We got our asses kicked. Should we maybe stop doing that? Nah, you know what we should do? Add Mexicans and black dudes to the list, too. Yeah, because calling one group of people a bunch of sexists, that didn't cause them to vote against you in record numbers. Add more groups onto it.
It is time for the Democrats to say, okay, and you and I have talked about this before, a lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
I love how he outs Reverend Al. He's like, you and I have talked about this before. We've been throwing back shots, talking about how much these goddamn Mexicans hate women. Let's talk about it on the air now because Trump won and the world's ending.
A lot
and with other Hispanics, you got some that don't like each other. And some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men. I mean, misogynist things. So you're absolutely right. It's not simplistic. And we've got to have real honest conversations.
45% support among Latino voters in 2024. That's all it takes. You get to 45%, your whole group's sexist. Your whole group is sexist. Steven52MS says, I want 60 minutes of overtime to finish the goal. You think we're fucking hitting the goal? I mean, I appreciate your positivity. I appreciate the offer, but I don't know, man. Today's been a rough one. We got bailed out from the morning, but we're a long ways away. Like, that's the other thing. Like, the show, like the popularity we gained from the drama of the last year is going away because the drama is going. And that's good because I don't want to keep the drama. People who just need drama, that's too hard on your soul. But like, back when it was the drama days, like $95, $90, that's nothing. We knocked that out, no problem. Now you can tell that it's back to our core audience. It's back to and we've added people. That's great. I think that's awesome that we've added thousands of people. But now 95 is like, okay, guys, you feel like throwing in a few bucks? Gee, golly gosh, sure would appreciate it. Like it's a tougher slog now, is $90. So I hope we can get there. I hope you guys feel like chipping in. If you do knock it out, we're going to add overtime for you. Well, here, I'll start at 40. If we get to 0, we'll do 45 minutes of overtime. How's that? Stephen M. If you're one of the people who chips in. I mean, if you're sitting there going, knock out the goal, do an extra hour, and you don't throw anything in, I don't really know why. Like, what do you don't care if we do overtime. So why does it? So let's see if we can knock this out. We've got 6 minutes left. Help out if you can. Here we go, boys and girls. $90 away from tonight's goal. Can we get there? Can we knock it out? Here we go. Let's not miss 2 in a row. Leah says, I legit only found you because of the drama. I know, but you're staying for the actual show is what I'm saying. There's a lot of people who have left because like, wait, he doesn't do drama? No, he doesn't do drama. Well, then I'm fucking leaving. That's good because you don't want me. I don't need that. Like, I don't need that crowd. You stay on the internet too much when you got that crowd. No, thank you. I like people who just like a good morning show. That's all. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes left. We need you to chip in. We need you to throw in a few bucks. $90 away from tonight's goal. I really want to win. I really want to get a W. Let's do it. Let's go $5, $10 at a time. Maybe if you got 100, fuck it. We'll just call it a win. You can throw a crooked number at us. I don't mind, but Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's get this thing going, guys. Let's get a win. We obviously did not get a win this morning. It did get bailed out, but we lost. I don't want to have a 2-loss day, especially when you guys started out $25 ahead. Really appreciate that. $5 from Helgi says, I'll give you this to read my last comment. He says, hold me now. I'm 6 minutes from the edge, and I'm thinking. Thank you. Appreciate it. We're now $80 away from knocking it out because Amy with another 5 says, I'm broke now. Hope you aren't. Listening from Florida. Thanks. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. If you can't throw any money our way, I understand, but make sure you hit like, make sure you hit follow, subscribe, and all that stuff. Let's hammer out $80 in the next 4 minutes and call it another win for the Toes. Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo links all in the chat, pinned to the top of the page. Click it, throw in a few bucks, and let's win this thing. $80 away. Super chats, gifted memberships, Rumble rants, gifted Rumble subscriptions. Those all count as well. Let's do it. Dive Bar says, yeah, $25 ahead and running their mouths even. And now what? I don't know what that means. I might have read that wrong. Leah says, I stayed because you clearly were the adult in that fuck show, and I find you funny. Well, thank you very much. I think it's more I can laugh at myself and everyone else can't. I think that's the problem. I can laugh at myself because I know what mistakes I made, and I've changed. 2 minutes. 3 minutes away. We're 3 minutes away from failing, but we're $80 away from the goal, so it can be knocked out. We're hanging in the balance right now. 3 minutes away. What do you got for us? Throw it in. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. 5 gifted memberships from Rust Belt. Thank you very much. That's going to put us $70 away from knocking it out tonight. Here we go, guys. It's close. Rust Belt with those 5 gifted memberships gave us a shot. 2.5 minutes to go. $70 away from the goal. Let's knock out the rest of it. You know the sources: PayPal, Streamlabs, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Ryan the Garbage Man with $1. Ryan, that drives me nuts. That drives me nuts that you just did that. But Steel Toe is like Baker Square. Come for the drama, stay for the naked twister butt stuff. Thank you, Ryan the Garbage Man, for interrupting a very necessary rally to knock out the goal for that. We so appreciate it. All right. Can we get this $70 knocked out? $2 2 minutes away. Shannon with $5 says, clearing out my Venmo. Wow, thank you very much. $5 to clear out the Venmo. $65 away from knocking it out. Can we get inside of $50 and add 30 minutes to the clock? We're $65 away. 65, that's a cursed number. That's what we missed by this morning. Oh, shit. Come on, everybody throw in Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Rumble Rants. 65's a dirty number. No. Throw in minute 15. Minute 15, we got plenty of time. Oh, boy. That's not good. 65, that cursed number, is not fun. Oh, hammer it out. Let's call it a win for the toe and a successful Monday and a perfect start to the week. Fuck you, dude, with another $20. Says Savory. Thank you, fuck you, dude. That's got us down to, well, there's Shardy with $2 as well. So that gets us down to 45. Leah with $10 says, because Steel Toe makes my morning at work less of a drag. Holy shit, now I got to do math. $40 away from knocking it out. Oh my God, you got inside of the 50. Very, very cool. We're going to add $30 back on the clock, but there's no rule that says we can't knock out that 40 right now. Thank you very much. Let's make sure we've got it all. There's a No Pen 15 Fathead with 45 cents. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you for the 20.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
And thank you very much for the 10 as well, Leah.
Stop dipping into your ketamine stash. Put down the bong.
Woo. There we go. Thank you guys very much. All right. We were able to get her inside of $50. We'll add that 30 minutes on, and we can keep going. Pumpkin Popsums with $10 says lace up. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, buddy. 35 away from tonight. Oh, now it's nice and close. Thank you. Bigot on Socialist Media says, I'm going to watch Raw after this show. Hope to see Cena drinking Hogan's beer. That Cena heel turn, man. It's weird to know, to like find out how old you are when people are like, oh my God, this is the craziest heel turn in wrestling history. And you're like, oh, don't you remember 1996? You're like, no, nobody does. No, because you're old now and nobody remembers 1996. $35 away. Let's finish it off. What do you say? Thank you guys very, very much. Oh, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Knock it out. Call it a win. Oh, fuck you. I got to add to your total there. There's 40 and a couple of stickers, because anyone who throws in $20 tonight is getting a couple of Steel Toe stickers for being so generous. Thank you very much. It still looks like Nick the Milkman is in first at 65. It looks like his 65 is holding. I think you guys have done it all under $50 at a time tonight, which I appreciate. No, he's at 72. I'm sorry. Nick the Milkman's at 72. Then we have Jessica at 50, fuck you, dude, and Brian M at 40. Thank you, guys. Very, very. But then a bunch of people at 30 and 20 and all of that stuff. Thank you. Helgi with $5. Thank you very much. That's going to put us 25 away from a win tonight. Thank you very much. Or was that 30? Ah, fuck. I dictated. Oh, no. Pumpkin Popsums went with the 10. I'm sorry. All right. So 25 is the number. There we go. All right, guys. Nice and close. Finish it off. Helgi says, if that doesn't work, mark your calendars. Dive Bar says, Rule 65, we cannot just knock it out right now. I guess not. We got to wait. Mark your calendars, this says.
Go.
The fuck is this? Ew. That's a real commercial for AEW Dynamite? Get the fuck.
Stop dipping into your ketamine stash. Put down the bomb.
Oh my God. Dill Dog over on YouTube with 50 gifted memberships. Ladies and gentlemen.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
If you're here watching to see a Steel Toe L, the perfect streak is still alive. The goal has been knocked out. Dill Dog is the fucking man. 50 memberships. What? Oh, God, that puts us way over for tomorrow night. Hold on. That puts us 100, but you guys are halfway into tomorrow night. Wow, Dill Dog. Thank you very much for those 50 gifted memberships. We are now $100 away from tomorrow night's goal. Jesus Christ. What a drop. That's unbelievable. I love that name too. Dill Dog. Thank you, pal. I am, now there's a happy medium to be found here. And the happy medium is this. I am deserving of so much more of your donations. I'm not that deserving of your donation. I'm not 50 gifted membership. That to me, that's even in the scales right there. That's way too much. But thank you, Dill Dog. That's for him, I believe that's a $200 drop. We take 130 of it. But Dill Dog is now at 200, and he is definitely top of the pack. Dill Dog, I don't know if I've ever seen you contribute to this program before. Thank you. Rusty Grammar says, fake gifted memberships, MSO won again. I think so. I think he won with the 50 fake gifted memberships. Thank you, buddy. That puts a smile on my face and a scowl on the face of people who came here to watch. The demise of Steel Toe was greatly exaggerated, and I'm very, very sorry about that. So what do I owe you guys? I owe you 45 minutes, right? I said I'd do 45 if we knocked it out. Well, you knocked it out. Rumor has it that Trump's approval rating, he had new approval numbers come out today, and they were pretty good. Let's take a look. This shows that they're coming down a little. The average is coming down. Let's see. Emerson College is the only poll that came out today. 48% approve, 43% disapprove. I did see some Ukraine numbers today, though. And I think we have that on tomorrow's show. The Ukraine numbers that came out, because everyone was giving him shit that, the whole deal with Ukraine and, he handled that poorly and, you alienated one of our allies. Apparently, the majority of the country believes that Trump is handling the Ukraine thing well and better than Biden. Dive Bar says, are you sure those are real? Because people figured out how to make it look like 50 gifted memberships. I don't know. Stream Ninja is showing it as a donation, and YouTube is showing it as a donation. So I don't know what to tell you, man. Yeah, it's on the fan funding portion, and it's on the monetary donations portion here. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. It's, again, another win for the Toe. Yeah, look at all these gifted members. Everybody's getting one. Holy shit. Look at all these people in the chat Gifted by Dildog, gifted by Dildog, gifted by Dildog. Oh, man. Look at all those. Oh, and Peter Sky Parker didn't get one. That really pisses me off. Why didn't all these gifted memberships and Peter Sky Parker didn't get one? God damn it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, bigot on socialism. Yeah. No, I don't think Dive Bar was trying to question it, you guys. I think he said that Patrick was coping about it. He's like, "Oh no, I got people to fake it." And don't take it so seriously, Patrick. So we win. We win all the time. You should be used to it by now. Plus, you want me here. You have nothing without me. I'm your dad, bro. All right, guys, you remember this? If you're a Minnesota Twins fan, you remember this. Ron Gant turned 60 years old this weekend. What do we remember Ron Gant for? This is before I even had memories of Minnesota sports. I unfortunately do not remember the 1991 World Series. It was a couple months before I turned 5 years old. I have no recollection of this. I'm sure my dad was watching. I'm sure everybody I knew in my family was watching. I don't remember running around, seeing the game on. I don't have any recollection. They say you start remembering shit around 5 years old. This was a couple months before my 5th birthday. So unfortunately, there have been 2 Twins World Series victories in my life. I don't remember either of them. There was 87. I wasn't even 1 year old. And then there was 91. I wasn't even 5 yet. But if you know who Ron Gant is, you'll remember that he was running back to first base. A throw was cut off. He was running back to first base in the World Series. And the Minnesota Twins first baseman, Kent Hrbek, we're going to play this and we'll let you decide. I believe Kent Hrbek kept a tag on Ron Gant. Ron Gant's momentum took him off the bag, and Kent Hrbek was able to tag him out. Others believe that Kent Hrbek pulled Ron Gant off the bag and then tagged him out. Let's play this legendary clip from the 91 World Series, and you can tell me what you think.
The best defensive first baseman he has ever seen. It covers a lot of ground, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Smith is going. And a hit to left by Gant. And Lonnie's trying. They're going to get him perhaps. He's safe. And now Gant gets back to first, and he's out.
Now, let's go back and let's watch it frame by frame. Did Hrbek pull him off the bag, or did Ron Gant run to first, overrun the bag, and his leg came up? I think it was his momentum. There's nothing wrong with Kent Hrbek holding his glove on the guy to keep the tag on him. There's nothing wrong with that.
Safe. And
all right, here we
Gant
go.
Gets back to first, and he's out.
I don't think so. I think Hrbek had the tag on him. Here you go. Watch that other hand. He's not pulling on him.
To first, and he's out.
He didn't pull on him with that other hand. That other hand was down there.
Safe. And now Gant gets back to first, and he's out.
I think Ron Gant was running to first. I think his momentum took him off the bag, and Hrbek kept the tag on him. That was a smart play by old Hrbek.
Perhaps he's safe. And now Gant gets back to first, and he's out.
Yeah. Gant's foot was already coming off the bag, and Hrbek just kept the glove on him. That's it.
Gets back to first, and he's out.
I don't know, Jack. It looked like Hrbek pulled him off the
Horse
bag.
shit. You're
I
biased.
think the Braves have a legitimate complaint right here. Ken Hrbek makes the tag, and watch the momentum of Hrbek pull Gant off the bag. He pulls him off the bag. I think that's a bad call right there.
I'll throw in with you on that. Well, we'll take another look at it. As we go along here, we'll...
I don't know. Here.
Momentum of Herbeck pulled Gant off the bag. He pulls him off the bag.
No, he kept the tag on him. Gant's leg was lifting up. That's a clean play.
And watch the momentum of Herbeck pull Gant off the bag.
That foot was already coming up.
Pull Gant off the bag. He pulls him off the bag. I think that's a bad.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, Ron Gant, happy 60th birthday. You gave Minnesota sports fans a lifetime of memories. Dead Game says he pulled high and hard on that foot. I don't think so. I agree with Unpleasant Alex says, I played baseball. He just maintained contact. Probably helped the guy lose his balance, but not by force. Right. You can put a tag on a guy and keep the tag on the guy. In fact, you're supposed to. Like, let's say a guy's diving into third base. You tag, you keep the tag down there until the ump makes the call. I don't know. I think that's fine. It was clean. Helgi says, I want my Stoney's gift card from before the divorce. You do? Well, Helgi, why didn't you say so? Email me your info. Helgi. There. I got your name on one that was unclaimed. Perfect. Boom. There you go. By the way, if you are Dill Dog, Fuck You Dude, or Shano Banano, I want you to send me, I want you to email me your information so I can send your stickers out to you. AaronMHoltRadio@gmail.com. Yankee says Herbeck's fat ass pulled him off the bag. No replay at the time. It was a fair play. That's high baseball IQ right there. I agree with Unpleasant Alex. He just kept the tag on him. And, you know, you're allowed to keep the tag on the guy. Did he maybe pull a little bit? Did he maybe push a little bit? He didn't do anything illegal. What he did was not illegal. He tagged the guy, kept the tag. What if it was a swipe tag? You do a swipe tag, you lift up, the leg comes off. What do? Von Kaiser says racism wins again. I don't know. It's one of those off-debated plays. Did Herbeck, did he cheat? Or did Gant have his momentum going for him? I think Gant had momentum. Dive Bar says, okay, so this was recently, or was there another reason Gant got brought up? Ron Gant got brought up, smartass, because this weekend it was his 60th birthday. And that's the play that Ron Gant is most known for. Lots of luck, smartass. Alex says, yeah, the foot already lost contact before his arm moved with the guy. Zero tension in his arm. That's what I think, too. That's what I think. Now is everyone just pulling a granny and hitting me up for prizes and money that I can't confirm that they ever won? Ryan the Garbage Man says Kent Herbeck fucked over Ron Gant on first base. I don't agree. I think old Herbie. I think old Herbie was doing. I think he was doing nothing wrong. I think he was fine. And I think Ron Gant just needs to learn how to run the bases better. That's all. Just needs to run the bases better. I'm losing this argument, by the way. People are really, people are like, nope, not at all. That's not bullshit, Aaron. Halada Vagina says he fell off first base. Thank you. McBuster says the Milton Minions are triggered by the membership donation. Stop doing this to yourself. You know that we love it. You know that we laugh. You don't do this. He already had a week-long conniption fit about me making fun of the fact that he's dressed his dog up, and he's like, oh, it's because of an injury. No. You dressed it up for Halloween one time, and you posed for a picture, and oh, look at my cute puppy. And you drive for hours on puppy play dates. It happened. Who cares? You're not a tough guy. Nobody thought you were a tough guy. Nobody thinks you're this badass guy. Just losers with no jobs on the internet think that. And by the way, they think that because they hate me, not because they like you. Dude, you're a soft pussy. It's okay. You're allowed to be a bitch. I've been saying you're a bitch for 2 years. Everybody knows you're a bitch unless you have a mentally ill obsession with me. It's okay. Stop worrying about it so much. Like, I'm the one who pointed out and revealed the fact that you've been hiding the fact that you dress up your puppy dog and you take him on puppy play dates because you don't have real friends. I'm the one who exposed it, and I don't think it's as big of a deal as you do. I mean, the person who told me this information did say you'd have a meltdown over it, so that was kind of nice. But, dude, stop taking it so seriously. Have a sense of humor about yourself. You use a stick to wipe your ass. You make pedophilic comments. You dress your doggy up. You take him on puppy play dates. So you're very clearly, obviously gay. You're morbidly obese. Like, there's so many things for you to be embarrassed about. The dog thing is not one of them. Just relax, all right? For someone who makes his whole life talking shit about people, boy, you are the very definition of dish it out but can't take it. I mean, everything you throw at me, ping, ping, we laugh, we make it our own joke. Maybe you need to talk to me. I can, give you lessons on how not to take things so seriously and be such a bitch. And somebody donating 50 memberships to my channel shakes you up? And the dog thing shakes you up? Don't worry. Nobody thought you were a badass. By the way, guys, definitely don't gift any memberships right now. Do not gift memberships on YouTube. Do not gift steel toe memberships. Apparently, it really upsets people, and I don't want to see that happen. Otherwise, someone's going to literally shit a brick, and then they'll have to wipe with a stick. You're morbidly obese and the least cool person on earth. The dog thing shouldn't bother you, nor should the gifted memberships. Yeah, so don't do the gifted memberships thing. You're just going to make people mad. Oh, boy. So the movie that won the Oscar for Best Picture was apparently about some hooker who married some Russian oligarch, and apparently that's super badass now to just be a hoe. And, like, if you're a hoe, then that's awesome. And, that's empowering. And, basically having to surrender all of your autonomy because there's a rich guy who will take you out of this life. That's, like, super awesome and badass. Mikey Madison won, or the film won for Best Picture. And she won for Best Actor in the movie Honora. And in her speech, it was Hollywood. So, of course, it was unbelievably insufferable. Here we go.
Forgive me.
By the way, am I getting pulled down for this? Because I had to edit out the John Cena stuff and the Hulk Hogan Bash at the Beach stuff from this morning's episode, or it was going to be pulled off of YouTube. It's unbelievable. It was 16 seconds for both of them.
I'm nervous. I'm going to read off of a paper, but thank you so much to the Academy. I grew up in Los Angeles, but Hollywood always felt so far away from me. So to be here, standing in this room today is really incredible.
She got a hickey? Bro, what the fuck? You don't go to the Oscars with a hickey. What the hell? I mean, good for you. But, like, we're going to the Oscars with hickeys now?
Thank you, Neon, Film Nation, Universal. Thank you to my incredible family, my mom and my dad and my sister and my little brother and my twin brother, Miles.
This is weird, like, because she's likable. Like, I don't dislike this girl, but, like, the way she ended her speech is just so fucking cringe.
Thank you for being my best friend, not that you have a choice. Thank you, Sean Baker, Sammy Kwan, Alex Coco, Drew Daniels, Yura, Mark, Vache, Karin. Thank you, Ann Woodward, Rachel Arlick, Nikki Fioravante, Rich, Dean, Dan, Don, Fareed Ward. Thank you, Brighton Beach.
I also like that she, like, look at this. It's just the little things here. The hickey's funny. But, like, she wrote this by hand, the people she wanted to thank in case she won, and then had to just rip it off of a spare piece of paper. I kind of like that. There's a realness to this. I just imagine she's on the way to the award shows. Like, you got a piece of paper? I don't care if it's used. Here, give it to me. She jotted something down just in case she won, ripped it up. I like that.
For lending us your beautiful backdrop and incredible community. Also, thank you to Kennedy Schneider. Thank you to our incredible consultants. I also just want to again recognize and honor the sex worker community.
Here we go. Yep, that's it. You did one movie about a hooker. You did one movie about a prostitute, and now you're like, I am the Pied Piper of the whores. I want to let the look upon me, and I will be your hero. Was Julia Roberts this insufferable in the 90s when she did Pretty Woman? Because I like her. Like, I have nothing wrong with this speech, but this whole, like, I will be an ally for the sex worker community. It's like, okay. I mean, you're just an actress. Go do your neck. Like, Josh Brolin, after playing Thanos, will be an ally to the purple alien community.
Worker community. I will. Yes.
That's Hollywood, though. Like, whores, right? Yeah, fucking prostitutes and hookers and whores. Not aspiring to anything, and then getting married by a Russian oligarch, because that always fucking happens. Yeah, degeneracy. Woo, Hollywood.
I will continue to support and be an ally. All of the incredible people, the women that I've had the privilege of meeting from that community has been one of the highlights of this incredible...
It shouldn't be a highlight. It's a terrible fucking life to live. It's not a good life. It's not like being a prostitute. You get beat up by your pimp. They rob you. Johns sometimes will do horrible things. It's not a good life, and it shouldn't be encouraged. But the Oscars, yeah, whore ally, that's good.
Of this entire incredible experience, I also just want to recognize the thoughtful, intelligent, beautiful, breathtaking work of my fellow nominees. I'm honored to be recognized alongside all of you. This is a dream come true. I'm probably going to wake up tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I would hope so. That's literally the end of the clip. That's the last thing she said. I'm probably going to wake up tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. So Hollywood, yay, drug addiction, prostitution. Yeah, it's wonderful. And then you want to hear the speech that Kieran Culkin made? And he had to ask them, please don't play the music for this. So here's the, so we had that speech and everybody loved it and it was wonderful. Yay, whore ally. Kieran Culkin won an Oscar for some shit. What did he win? What did Kieran win? Macaulay. Yes, that Culkin. By the way, CJ with $2 says rooting for an asteroid to hit the Oscars next year. Every year, really, right? Don't we have that one asteroid that's passing by Earth and it keeps going up, the chances it has to hit? Maybe it's timing itself for the Oscars. Let's go ahead and check out this this speech by Kieran Culkin.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I don't even know Mr. Downey, sir.
Best actor in a supporting role. Okay, for A Real Pain. So Little Fuller from Home Alone made good, huh?
Thanks for handing this to me. This means a lot coming from you. Thank you. He's right, by the way. Jeremy, you're amazing in The Apprentice. It's fine.
He said,
I'm not supposed to sing.
He said fuck, so they had to
Single anyone out. It's favoritism. Anyway, but you were great. And I've already lost whatever speech I prepared, 20 seconds or whatever. I have no idea how I got here. I've just been acting my whole life. It's just been a part of what I do. So I felt like this was never my trajectory. But however I got here, I know that Emily Gerson-Sains, my manager of 30 years, is because of you. Thank you for being there. I lean on you for everything. So please don't go anywhere. I'd be completely lost without you. I love you. And the movie, Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, is this? Oh, I saw this movie. This was the one. I didn't know this was a newer movie. This is the movie where they take the trip to the concentration camps. They're a couple of Jewish brothers or cousins or whatever, and they take the trip to the concentration camp. Kieran Culkin is really good. He's the only reason I gave a flying fuck about that movie. I thought that movie was boring as shit. But Kieran Culkin was pretty good. I thought he was awesome in that movie. I realize watching this speech now that he was just being Kieran Culkin, but I thought that movie was very mid. And I thought that Kieran fucking crushed it. Good for him.
Thank you for this movie. You're a genius. I would never say that to your face. I'm never saying it again, so soak it up. Thank you for this movie. Thank you, Searchlight, Topic Studios, M. Dave and Alley at Fruit Tree. I'm gonna.
Oh, they just gave him the light.
Speed this up because I don't want Lithgow to get disappointed and give the look. You look fine right now. I should thank my mom and Steve for trying to raise me. You're really good people. You gave it your best shot. I love you, Mom. I want to really.
By the way, if you're wondering, this is the McCulkin that didn't get molested by Michael Jackson, allegedly.
I love you, Jazz. This is I have to thank my wife, Jazz, for absolutely everything, for giving me
Damn,
people in
Karen.
the world. This is, please don't play the music because I want to tell a really quick story about Jazz. About a year ago, I was on a stage like this, and I very stupidly publicly said that I want a third kid from her because she said if I won the award, she would give me the kid. It turns out she said that because she didn't think I was going to win. But after, and people came up to her and were like, really annoying her. I think it got to her. But anyway. After the show, we're walking through a parking lot. She's holding the Emmy. We're trying to find our car. Emily, you were there, so you're a witness. And she goes, "Oh, God, I did say that. I guess I owe you a third kid." And I turned to her and I said, "Really, I want 4. And she turned to me. I swear to God this happened. It was just over a year ago. She said, "I will give you 4 when you win an Oscar." I held my hand out. She shook it. And I have not brought it up once until just now. You remember that, honey? You do? Okay. Then I just have this to say to you, Jazz. Love of my life, ye of little faith. No pressure. I love you. I'm really sorry I did this again. And let's get cracking on those kids. What do you say?
It's just the juxtaposition of Hollywood of like, whores, right? I'm an ally of whores. Hollywood's all down. And then you got another guy going, yay, wife. Monogamy, family, children, wholesomeness. Aw, how nice. Yeah. Or if you're my lost interest, I don't think this is what he was trying to say. My lost interest, but my lost interest says spread for the Oscar, babe. That is one interpretation you could have of what he was trying to say. My lost interest says actors should never speak outside of a movie. Dude, go watch that movie. I already forgot what the name of it was. It was it's that. I mean, when you say don't speak outside of a movie, that was his character. Was a neurotic Jewish guy. So you'd pretty much be seeing that the whole time. Where's the shepherd's cane to yank him off stage? It's in my pants. Oh, Camel Toe with $5 says good shows today, buddy. Thank you, Camel Toe. Always nice to hear Camel Toe tell me I've done a good job. I gotta be very honest with you guys. Oh, by the way, Shannon, thank you. I appreciate you sending in your information so I can send you those stickers. I did check in with Spring today. It does look like all of our orders are in the printing stages because remember, I ordered about 7 or 8 packages of VIP orders to fill so we can get all caught up with VIPs. Spring is taking a fuckload of time and they're all in the printing stage. So I'm sorry it's taking so long. I don't know if it's because it's the first run of these shirts or what, but Spring is taking forever. I'm very sorry about that, but the orders have been filled. Or at least, I mean, not filled, but like tracked. So if you did order something from the Steel Toe store, go in and check on your order. If it says you don't have an order, contact me. I will order you one free of charge. Show me that you got it. Show me that Spring's not showing it. I'll get it to you. I promise. Because all my VIP orders that I put in, they're good. They're just printing. It's taking them for fuck ever, which is annoying. Taste Ferry Ialto says all the workers got deported. God damn. You know what? Normally I would say that's crazy, but I don't know. I think maybe not. I think he might be right. I'm not. I don't know. Oh, did I have the John Cena heel turn for both shows today? Oh wow, I must have thought that was really important. If I had the John Cena heel turn for both. Did we have the Whoopi Goldberg thing for did you guys see that Whoopi is on Ozempic now? Is it just me? Like, it was only a month or two ago, right? Where Whoopi Goldberg was a giant fat slob, right? Like, this Ozempic thing has gotten out of hand. And they got to look into this drug because this has got to be, it's going to kill somebody. Like, I saw Whoopi Goldberg at the Oscars, and she doesn't look like Whoopi. It's insane. And she clearly said she was on Ozempic, and they're just losing way too much fucking weight way too quickly. Take a look at this segment from the Oscars last night. Now, the story behind this is that people think that Whoopi Goldberg is having some kind of a feud with Oprah Winfrey. That Oprah doesn't like, or that Whoopi doesn't like Oprah because Oprah was interrupting her and this was supposed to be her big moment. But, dude, that is too... I'm not saying Whoopi doesn't look great. She looks great. Her head's way too big for her body now, which is kind of odd. She has a fat person's head. But Ozempic causing you to lose this much weight this quickly cannot be good. Like, UFC guys and fighters don't lose weight this quickly. There's no free lunch. Ironic that we're talking about weight loss and Ozempic, but like, there's no free lunch. And the fact that she's lost all this weight this quickly, there's gotta, like, another shoe's gotta drop on this deal. And I don't think Ozempic has been around long enough for us to know exactly just what the hell's gonna happen. But let's go ahead and watch this clip from the Oscars. People are saying that there was some tension between Oprah and Whoopi.
When we talk about black excellence, we talk about Quincy. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. You can give it up. You can give it up. In 1967, Quincy Jones was the first black composer nominated in the original song category for The Eyes of Love in the film Banning. 1967 was the first time. Just keep that in mind. And Quincy was also nominated that year for original music score for In Cold Blood. He received 7 Oscar nominations for The Wiz.
Where the fuck is the heat here? I don't understand where the drama is. Oprah Winfrey is under backlash after being accused of stealing Whoopi Goldberg's moment at the Oscar. I haven't seen her fucking read anything. They paid tribute to Quincy Jones. Me Too, Whoopi, the breakout star of the 1985, added as the audience erupted in laughter. A TikTok user shared the exchange on the platform saying the moment between the two screen legends was low-key shady. I'm sorry, but this is the drama generation reading too much into shit.
In Cold Blood, For Love of Ivy, and The Color Purple, which me and Oak were part of.
Paying tribute. That's right. Paying tribute to him for all he has meant to our movie community is why we all honor Q's memory tonight. Quincy was love, lived out loud in human form, and he poured that love into others and into his work. My life changed forever and for the better after meeting him. He actually discovered me for The Color Purple, which was my first film.
That's fucking horseshit. Anyone who watched, what a gay guy you would have to be to watch that and go, oh my God, the drama. Oh my God. The drama and I can't believe Oprah and Whoopi hate each other so much. That looked like one person, maybe I'm crazy, but that looked like one person read their part and then another person read the other part. I don't understand. I don't get it. Let's go to Helgi. Says that Oscar's chick looked more beaten up and afraid than Gordy and Aaron's crawl space. R.I.P. Gordy. The kids left him in the crawl space one time, and I let him out. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan with $2 says, blind item, internet lawyer once again on phone, rambling about wills and trusts and being interrupted by AI chats saying he's boring. Please hang up. Rough night for the Onion crowd, huh? Well, I mean, again, I think I warned him. I warned all those Onion people. I'm like, be careful who you hitch your wagons to. In fact, I said, I was like, this ain't going to last very long. Look, there's a reason. I thought maybe it would work a little longer because neither of them have friends. So that would naturally kind of work itself out in a weird way, but not so much. Not so much. I hate to say I told us so, but I told us so. Tell you what, numero uno, does it sound like, it sounds like there's some coke rambling going on. And that people have kind of had it with the guy. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised. Here, this is my big surprised face. Yeah. Thank you guys very much for your generosity, by the way, tonight. Holy shit. What are we? We're halfway through tomorrow night already. Crazy. You know what? We're going to give that all to you guys, and we're going to make the morning show earn their keep tomorrow morning. How does that sound? Oh, I bet you a shitload of people are watching Raw tonight. That's going to be one of their some of their biggest ratings. With John. Well, I guess not really ratings anymore, is it? They're on Netflix. Wow, numero uno, Josh Denny fan says the Onion chat is irate. Stop doing drugs, hang up, and take care of your kids. Wow. Melton just called Nick out for lying about a story. He is well. I mean, you could call Nick out for lying about any story. I mean, Jesus, the guy, he's trying to rebuild what credibility he's destroyed. But like, bro, it's over. It's never been more over. I'm sorry. Onion chat, stop doing drugs, hang up, and take care of your kids. Ouch. That's gotta sting. Landers says Nick is taking care of his kids. He's doing more coke. Duh. Dive Bar says, I donated a membership, but you didn't see it. Oh, really? Let me take a look. I'm not seeing it. Adam Simon gifted one. I'm not seeing yours. Maybe it didn't go through. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, Donnie's Inferno. If that's true, I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. You can't read this. Okay. All right. Ooh. That's rough. Well, I mean, like I said, it was a matter of time. It was a matter of time before that happened. All right, we are all out of time. We are all out of stories. We are all out of show for tonight. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your generosity. Some of our biggest ones tonight. Fuck you, dude. Shano Banano and Dill Dog. Oh, as well as Helgi showing up as well. Thank you, guys. Unpleasant Alex says Dive Bar did gift. It went to Von Kaiser. Well, son of a bitch. Yeah, it didn't show up on any of my stuff. What do you know? Take it easy, everybody. We hope you... I tell you what. Join us tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, because that morning show crowd could really use some of your evening show generosity. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your night, and we will talk to you at 6 a.m.